Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for being here this morning. Thank you for being here this morning.
Let's go. Oh, let's start this show. King Roman news gonna come right through. Gonna give you that news just like you know it can do. Hot topics in your face, baby. King Roman knows his place, baby. King Roman news.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
6:30 a.m. Eastern time, baby. He's gonna come right on time with the news just for you. Celebrity news, politics, and local news just for you. King Roman News.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Let's go. Hey, let's start this show. King Roman News, coming just for you. King Roman News, coming just for you. 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. King Roman News, King Roman News. Let's go. Let's start this show. Let's go.
All right, can you all hear me? There we go. Man, when I tell you this shit right here just be blowing my high this morning. I apologize. I literally had to go get my modem box and bring it into this room. So sorry, I reloaded and brought my modem box in here. So I apologize. I guess I'm gonna have to leave my modem box in here and not in my other room. So I apologize about that. Good morning to you all. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it so much. Good morning, no one cares. Thank you for being here and supportive always. Thank you so much. Just the tea, please. Good morning, and thank you for being a new subscriber. Thank you, thank you. You know, we are live Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We're covering local news, hot topics, 6:30 a.m. Sometimes in a week you get the mix of uploads of the topics that I thought were like the most powerful. So thank you for being a subscriber. Always feel welcome to drop down. And even if you don't want to drop down, just know I feel your presence. So I appreciate it. Thank you. You are so welcome. Good morning. Being here. My internet is going out. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Oh, I'm so rude. No, you all Gucci. Look, you coming to the crib like you in the crib. You just get into it. Like I see you. I feel you. Good morning, Shantae, and thank you. You know, I credit the News Crew title to you. I remember when you first dropped that and said News Crew. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. Monday, Wednesday. Don't he sing that? I hum that all the time. Black Swan. Good morning. Listen, okay, this one story that we're going to cover today. It's the story about the Louisiana juveniles that escaped. As I was reading the story, I kept thinking about you because the angle that I'm going to talk about on this story, I think you'll be like, you'll be all over it. So my coffee is ready just in time. Okay. Good morning. And I'm sorry for those who are going to catch this replay and the little bit of technical difficulties I had in the beginning. I'm just now realizing that my modem is too far from my computer room and it was jamming my internet. So I got it back up. I'm all good to go. Good morning, Slappy. It's good to see you. Hey. Good morning. Naries, good morning to you. It's good to see you. Sticks girl. Okay. Good morning, party people. Hey, Sticks girl, please. And I thank you so much. You left a compliment on one of the videos and I absolutely saw it. I'm getting to my comments today. That was so sweet of you. I think you said you enjoyed the video and you don't mind watching the replay again. Thank you. That made me smile. I was like, yes, you among others. Zap, thank you so much for your kind words on the videos and just always being so supportive. I really do appreciate it and I feel the love. And you know, if ever you need somebody to talk to or anything, if you want a platform to get up here and chit chat, you are more than welcome to use this. Any of the subscribers of the channel and any of the members, please feel free, to come to the zone. You definitely can talk over here. Okay, you hear me? Okay. Listen, this was a quick, let me get up. I'm not used to not having to get dressed in the morning because Eli is still not walking in the morning. So his lazy ass is right here. So I'm just like rolling with it. So, and plus I feel like I'm coming to the people. So we just talking. Good morning, Nate. Good morning. Super comfy. It is. And plus I got the fan on. I left my Nest on winter, the winter controls. So like economy comfortable. And so every morning now I've been waking up because I've been having the heat set to warm this bitch up. And so I woke up this morning almost in a sweat attack and I had to go reset my controls to, all right, you gotta cut it down. It's great to see you. It's good to see you. Thank you. I appreciate it. And thank you to all those content creators, specifically Blessed and Lady Nika yesterday for just, shouting me out and saying that you enjoy the content and you watch the show. I appreciate that. And I understand the dynamics of you might not be able to drop down or show some love, but do know I appreciate that. I don't need much. I don't need a lot, but just knowing that you do watch and you check the video out and you find it to be entertaining, I appreciate that. You guys are a larger content creators down here. So that definitely holds some weight. And to the other larger content creators who may watch and just may not want to drop down or whatever the case may be, just know that your presence being here, it matters to me. It helps me become the content creator that I want to become and stay in a lane that I find so comfortable being in. So I appreciate you all as well. Thank you for helping us start our morning off right. No, of course. Thank you. Yes, thank you. You have great content. Thank you, Stiggs. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I had to bring the mic. Check 1 2 1 2. It ain't a Yeti yet, but it's doing the thing. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right. So we're gonna get to it. So I put the topics all down below because it's so much stuff. We're going to be from politics to crazy to criminal intent update to 2 murder stories. So this local news episode today will just feature only 2 murder stories, though we'll talk about murder throughout the show, but only 2 stories that I found to be like, okay, crazy. And of course, one of those stories being the Buffalo shooting. Now, I know we've all seen news clips and talked about it, but today what I'm going to be discussing specifically related to the Buffalo shooting is this guy's manifesto and what we always talk about down here. What were the signs? And I'm letting you know this now. I done read this thing all across. I done read the parents. I done read his manifesto, 180-page document. I done read his Discord account, the social media accounts. I damn near felt like a little FBI. And I'm going to be honest with you, the signs were all over the motherfucking place. So we're going to get into that. So I just want to we're going to breeze right in through this. And again, if you are on the replay, I apologize for the technical difficulties. Thank you for coming in. I hope you enjoy the show. And please hit the like button, share, and subscribe. So let's kick this bad boy off. All right. Hey, Joanna. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for coming through. And I'm kind of hungry. Okay. All right. I already know what I want. Some waffles and bacon. I'm just fattening mine. All right. So let's put this topic to rest. Okay. So the first thing I want to talk about is baby formula shortage. The White House announces plans to address the baby formula shortage. And now what they're saying is that this baby formula shortage came from a supply chain shortage that occurred with one company, which I found to be crazy. I'm like, okay, so one company can create a huge bottleneck in the supply chain. So this company back in November had to recall, I think it was Abbott. It's Abbott Nutrition or something like that. But Abbott Nutrition, they're the country's biggest baby formula manufacturer. They had to do a product recall due to contamination concerns. And they did this back in February. So when they did that, they produced about 40% of the U.S. formula stock. So they ended up wiping out a lot of the material, a lot of the stock that they had, and they had to really start from scratch. So it's been difficult for people to get baby formula, and it's also been difficult to make it because not only does the bottleneck stop at this company, but them procuring, the resources has also become a bottleneck because many of those have been foreign. And some of them have been restricted by, restrictions in place by the global pandemic. So they've said that they have breast milk banks open, trying to supply the gap. So now Biden is proposing some ideas. And so he's come together with the supplemental nutrition program for women, infants, and children. And what they're going to do is expand that program so that more people can benefit from it. They're also going to ask the companies, the large companies at play, Abbott, Nestle, and Perrigo Company, to see if they can all come together and create just one type of baby formula that everyone can use. They say it'll be quicker for them to make, and they can get it to market quicker rather than make all of these special types. And I said, now what kind of Band-Aid is that? If my child takes skim or doesn't take lactose or something, I don't need you just thinking about general population. You also need to think about all of us. And so here we go with these half-ass policies he be saying out in the public. I'm on your ass, Biden. I told you I was going to be we're year 2. We getting there. Then he's asking these companies, these private companies, you all, Abbott, Nestle, and Perrigo, he's asking them to lay out plans on how they're going to help him alleviate the crisis and how they're going to prevent price gouging from putting the prices, inflating the cost. And a lot of people faced a lot of criticism about what he's going to do. People are saying, many are saying it's not going to work, it's not enough. And so he's saying he's doing what the best he can. They are moving as quickly as they can when they found this was an apparent problem. What I say, Biden, stop talking unless you have a full plan in place. because to tell me that you're relying on these private companies to help you come up with a plan to alleviate the crisis in America for baby formula really makes me think about all the other things that you're doing. Like I don't think it's on these private companies to. It isn't. They faced a shortage. They faced a fucking shortage. You mean to tell me we don't have baby formula supply stock somewhere, or the government hasn't procured enough like they do with rice and beans and potatoes in case there's a food shortage in the country? They can release stuff out in the public. This isn't considered one. It should have been. You know, how many hospitals can get hit with a bomb or something and they may need formula or stuff? You mean to tell me y'all not prepared for that shit either? You rely on a private. This is a lesson. This is a real huge lesson for a lot of folks, you know. And two, I was watching I think it was ABC News. One of the parents said that, you know, moving forward, if you can go buy directly from the vendor, try to build those relationships with the vendor. If you can buy a single individual just for a family size portion from the vendor on their website, because it'll be easier than going to a store who has to deal with multiple layers of the chain, where you can go straight to a vendor and they may be able to service you a lot quicker and a lot easier. So parents, consider that, think about that. But this shortage is supposed to last at least until the end of August. That's what they're saying. And the shortage is really based on the powdered version of the baby formula, and it's not, it still affects I think it's the milk, the liquid formula version, but they're seeing a heavy shortage on the powdered version. So if you are affected by that, this is what they're putting in place. There's no given time when these companies are going to be able to turn around some new formula. So what they're saying is they're asking breast milk, I didn't even know they had breast milk banks to help with the gaps. And then they're asking SNAP if they can open it up for everyone. So those who don't get SNAP benefits and really need this, they can go to their, if there is a grocer in their neighborhood who has some powdered milk or whatever available, they can take advantage of it. So, I mean, it just sounds like not enough for me. You know, I think that you should be going to the manufacturers who are the key critical ingredients, the folks who really help these businesses in America. And I think you need to have the conversations with them. What the fuck Abbott's going to do? Abbott is doing the best. Do you think they want to not make money? Like, let's be for real about this. You think they want to face a shortage, but they can only do so much when you have put restrictions on foreign imports. So now there's talks about, okay, we're going to relax some of the foreign imports to allow more Chinese made or foreign made breast milk formula to come over into the States. We thought about this before or after we started putting these restrictions on. I'm almost obliged to go down the list of places you put restrictions on and ask you why. Why did we put a restriction on that? You know, some stuff we really have to, I mean, some stuff he really has to be careful about, because it doesn't sound like it's thought all the way out. That's why I didn't want to talk about student loans today, because when I went into reading it, I got so angry. Just know that there's nothing happening for us. I'm going to tell you that right now. They went into that thinking that they're going to be able to do something, and they found out no. There's more conservatives who don't want student loan forgiveness and debt relief than there are people championing us in that fucking White House. I'll be honest with you. They see it as a free grab for all for those who have student loan debt, especially for those who have jobs. So I'll talk about that next week. It makes my blood go a different way. Oh my God, the comments. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Biden is so far behind. He don't even know he's alive. Okay, wait, I heard that plant was shut down since February since February it was shut down. Since February. So since February to now, you see what I'm saying? You see how it just starts like Biden, shut up. Biden, I wish I could be back there. Shut up, wrap it up. Biden, come back, baby. What are we doing? What are you? This should have been done well before then. And he's asking these companies to come up with a plan. Well, if they couldn't have came up with a plan to not put us in this situation, what in the hell makes you think they're going to help us come up with a national plan that affects national folks on a national level that you see from a sky view, a bird's eye view? I think you need to come up with the plan. You may ask them what could they do with X amount of dollars that you could provide to them. Can they go to the manufacturer and say, hey, are you able to ramp this up? We have this amount of money. I mean, I don't know. It boggles my mind the way he thinks sometimes. What did Lex say? There is only a shortage in America. People can order from Canada and it will be delivered at their doors. Okay. Sad, poor babies. It is crazy. Good morning, Voodoo. Good morning, Boo. Good morning to you. It's being talked about here, like how you are absolutely right. Like, how did we even get here? Where the heck is our reparations? Women should never have been dependent on baby formula. None of my mama's 7 kids had baby formula. Breast milk, milk with porridge. Not milk with porridge. Morning, Cash App and bullshit. Cash App and bullshit. Good morning to you. Good morning. Off topic. You look so handsome on TV. Oh my God. Thank you, Joanna. Thank you. Oh my God. Thank you. I appreciate it. I feel a lot better than Monday. Monday, I was like slap tired. Y'all didn't know I had I had 11 o'clock and 4 o'clock on Monday. 2 major important meetings. And when I tell you I was sitting here doing my live with that shit on the back of my brain, and after that 4 o'clock meeting, my life yesterday was so pleasant. Today I woke up so pleasant. It's just like the next week I'm all off for the whole entire week, and I'm trying to finalize plans. I'm going to New York, and then I'm going to Florida, Orlando. America is so ghetto. We running out of supplies. We so not ready for a zombie apocalypse. Okay, we are, but we aren't. That's the thing. I'm sure, baby. I'm sure if somebody of prestige is in a hospital somewhere and needs some baby formula, I'm sure somebody be able to come up out their ass with some formula. Oh, what kind? That specific kind? Yeah, I can help you find that. It's just that the common person dealing with these private companies and the government is sort of difficult. You would have never expected a shortage like this. Okay, you face a contamination. Then that's when the government should have stepped in. You know what happens when FDA issues a product recall for children toys? All kind of shit break loose. They send mail letters out. So for this baby formula, it shouldn't have just came out in May. We're in the summer. It was cold in February. Why we not talking? Why I didn't hear anything about it. This is what happens when you allow one manufacturer to monopolize one product and to outsource it out of the country. You are absolutely right, Nate. And then it goes further. You know, the business that he's outsourced it to outside the country, you know, they're a monopoly together. They work in tangent with each other, price gouging and everything. So you know that's a total direct lateral move. My daughter is a lactation specialist, and she's been saying this for months. That's crazy. Is there any advice your daughter will offer in terms of, you know, families that may be facing shortages themselves? See now by in not black areas. Oh my God. Our joke, this baby formula crisis has been several months long. The problem is there are babies that need the special formula. That's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. I know the shortage is being advised here in Canada. The shortage is a problem for us here as well. Oh, wow. I really feel for mothers who needed special formula and those who had issues breastfeeding. Yeah, it is, because I was watching, like, I was, you know, trying to get ready for the show. I was watching, like, just trying to figure out where are the most common areas. And it just appears that most of these places are like rural areas, southern states, your Midwest states. And then let's go one step further. This is why they had to expand the SNAP benefit program, because to other retailers and grocers, because do you know that most of those areas, this type of thing exposes food deserts, that the grocery stores are so far away. The ones in the community, they don't have it, but the ones who do have it, they're so far away that it's damn near impossible for them to serve a community. So now that store has to become EBT or SNAP SNAP ready to receive, or whatever, SNAP eligible. They have to go through a process. Now that customer has to now know that, okay, yeah, you can go to that store because your store is out. It's like a whole fucking, like, what are we doing? You know, it's crazy. It is crazy. Kind of cute or whatever. Thank you. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Not ready for aliens either. We're gonna get into that, because we're gonna get into that. I'm gonna say, because I went off a little bit. The problem is special needs babies who require formula are the ones suffering. Normal women don't need formula. Have Americans been buying up the milk there too? This world will make you sad. Baby, resap got all the formula a lot. Spring, summer starts at the end of June, right before my birthday. I've worked the same schedule for 20 plus years, so I still wake up at 3:30. Don't judge me, y'all. Oh, wow. When my daughter got really sick, lost 50 pounds while pregnant, and my grandson needs special formula. He's a preemie. Oh, my God. So, Brick Girl, have they been able to get some formula? I feel bad for the working mothers who can't breastfeed and need that milk. Yeah, there are milk banks, places women sell their breast milk. This is one of the reasons why we should always be working as a community for having ways to take care of ourselves and each other in times of plenty, and not you always on the head. Possibly, but we are all looking at the same problem. My heart goes out to these babies and their mothers. Yeah, it does. Also, remember the grocery stores don't keep back stock; they only stock work on what's on the shelves. My twins were preemies, and I couldn't eat enough to make enough milk, so I supplement with a special formula that was $30 a can 11 years ago. See, and I think that's more of a reason why. Yeah. All right, let me move. Let me. Y'all know we stay on topic. We got 15 topics. All right, so we're gonna get into this next topic. So I will definitely tell you all, I'm probably not gonna say too much to this because I feel like Joe Biden is relying heavily on the private folks for this. So the area and focus of concern for me, I'll post on my community wall, is the solutions, are the solutions. So if I hear anything, see any links to something where you all can find out more information about upcoming releases of product from these companies, I will share that information, but I'm not going to harp on Biden's response because I feel like it's a shit show. All right, so let's move into this. So I posted this on my community wall, and I was just so shocked at you all's response, even though we go back and forth. But so North Korea is facing, is it? Hold up. Can you all see the image on the screen? Because it's, oh, there it go. Okay, so North Korea is now facing, in quotes, I have to say this in quotes, because they don't call it COVID-19. They don't call it that over there. They don't get COVID-19. They get fevers. There's a fever outbreak. So right now they're experiencing one of the most gravest fever outbreaks since 1948. And if you don't know, along that way, they've experienced a lot of food famines, a lot of outbreaks with diseases back when, and we don't hear about this stuff because they don't report a lot of stuff. But they said that they faced 1.7 million deaths due to this fever outbreak. And so Kim Jong-un has come out to tell his folks of solutions for their people. So let's get into this story. So North Korea tells citizens to gargle with salt water and drink willow leaf tea to fight COVID. I said, and that's your fucking problem. While they're gargling with salt water, they're spreading that shit all fucking around, and then drink willow tea. All right, what are we doing? So the biggest gist and the biggest issue is that we see this shit happening to those folks over there. We understand that, but those folks have been so brainwashed that they think they're doing the right thing. Here goes one statement from one of the folks: an elderly resident in the televised that ginger helped fight COVID. She said she was first scared by COVID, but it turned out to be not a big deal after following the doctor's advice of drinking willow tea 3 times a day. So as of Tuesday, they have 1.7 million cases, reporting 62 deaths. Child, it's more like 100,000 of deaths. And the problem is that they've been declining all of the international aid from all of the different countries. Even we have offered to send them some assistance, but they have declined it. They don't want any different thing, any medicines from any other countries. So, and this is similar to Eritrea, which is another poor country that does not has been rejecting the global vaccine sharing initiative. So we're now watching. I'm sure after we come out of this, we're gonna see a different kind of Kim Jong-un. Now, because he released this crazy shit, right? He got to do something crazy. So as I'm reading the story about this man is preparing to do another missile test launch. And so the United States is concerned, and their only concern is he doing this out of testing, or is this in some relation to Ukraine and Russia? So that's the latest on that. I'll keep you all in tune. Now, it's funny because I'm like, China, Russia. Is this where we're about this? Is this how it's gonna go? So I'll keep y'all in tune on that, and keep y'all updated on what's going on with that. We have to set our minds right and align our actions. Okay, wow, Shantae. I'm hoping America and Canada can get it together for these babies. Wow, do you have twins? How cool. These are women who actually sell their breast milk to bodybuilders. They need to step in and help these hospitals. So bodybuilders drink breast milk? Wow, I didn't know that. My heart goes out to the mothers. It's not a nice feeling not to be able to make enough milk, let alone not be able to find it. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. My niece is a month old and it's scary. I can only imagine. Yep, thing one and thing two. That's so cute. Do you have thing one and thing two t-shirts? That is so cute. If not, that is gonna be a gift from the news crew. Voodoo. That is so cute. A thing one and thing two shirts. My little nephews had those shirts. Taylor, I can't say we were able to get some, thank goodness, but the shelves are empty everywhere. So we pick up some whenever we see. It's a family group effort. Okay. And that's another thing. It's a family. If you are in a family and you have a new baby, you text your whole family. Hey, when you out, let me know if you see. I will cash app you right then and there. Just pick it the fuck up. That is a very great idea. Very good idea. You the real MVP, no joke. North Korea is offering their own. Yes, there are people by him refusing the vaccines or even giving real medicine. Absolutely. Let Lord help the North Korean people. That man doesn't care if they all die. North Korea kills me. They have Bentleys, Chanel, by they have all of that stuff, right? But no clear conscience of it's past a fever outbreak. Just some tea. Bitch, you hand me some tea. I didn't know you were a twin mom. Oh, he just needs to step down. He ain't going nowhere unless he got a twin too, you know. Pardon. Okay, wow, Eritrea. Yeah, that's what it has been rejecting. Yes, they have. That's awful. They split from Ethiopia. I wonder what their end game is. They are going to out themselves after gaining independence. And their reasoning is they are not, they don't believe in a global sharing alliance of medicine. If it's not developed within their own society or their own country, they don't want no one providing them with any medicine. I said, oh, that's interesting. I mean, because what do you do for a cold? Are you all making medicine for that or a headache? You know, something got to come from somewhere. You do? Okay, that's so cute. I think that is so cute. Oh my God. What our great grandmas did back then wasn't no powder, but also they wasn't working like we do these days. True. Women that are able to produce breast milk sell it for a pretty coin. Instead of helping find a cure for C-19, North Korea is testing out. Yes. So that's what I said. They're about to test out another missile. Yes, I already have my niece's formula on flip. So that's where we landed with North Korea and their alleged, I'm calling it a COVID-19 outbreak, but their alleged outbreak that's devastated the nation, 1.7 million people. I'll stay tuned to this. I'm more interested to see what are his intentions with this missile testing and what's going on with Russia. So hopefully by next week we have some more juice to that story. All right, now let's get into another story I posted on the community wall. Trump and Elon Musk. So I knew that Elon Musk was being very, very candid about him taking back over Twitter and making it more appeasing to those conservatives, namely Donald Trump. It was something he said, I'm going to let Trump back. Absolutely. And then now you got Donald Trump coming out here like, bruh, you can let me back, but I have to post to Truth Social first. Now, it's interesting, you all. It isn't like Donald Trump wants to post to Truth Social first, but because he is in some fucking backwards ass deal, it's this company that writes blank checks to wealthy folks for a very restrictive amount of terms. And you're going to pay it back, but it's very restrictive amount of terms. So this company wrote a blank check to Donald Trump to create Truth Social. And with that came these stipulations that A, he cannot post to any other site but Truth Social first, and then he can post to other sites 5 hours later. Everything has to be on Truth Social first, and then it can go to Twitter and everything else. So he's already out the gate like, bitch, I would love to come back. I would love to be over there, but everything I post is going to have to be secondary information because I have to go to Truth Social first. Why are you giving me this? Okay. He's playing games. He has to go to Truth Social first. So I thought that was very interesting. Now, Donald Trump went on to express how he actually feels about Elon Musk and buying this Twitter. And he did it on Truth Social. Now, Truth Social is complained a little bit that Donald Trump is not as active as he has been on Twitter. He doesn't post as much, but he does post on every once in a while. So what he did go on and say was that he believes that Elon Musk is going to purchase especially finding out that they have more bots and spam accounts than actual realized people. He said Elon Musk is going to buy Twitter at such a ridiculous price, especially since realizing it is a company largely based on bots or spam accounts. Fake anyone. By the time you get rid of them, if that can even be done, what do you have? Not much. If it weren't for the ridiculous $1 billion breakup fee, Elon would have already been gone. Just my opinion. But Truth Social is much better than Twitter and is absolutely exploding. Incredible engagement. And so that's where we land with that. And so I'm going to tell you now, like I told y'all the last time, I do not see this man going through with this deal. The last time I told you, I said that was his out. He's trying to find a fucking out of this deal. And Twitter did the best thing they could. Put a motherfucking $1 billion out clause on here. You want to break up, bitch? It's $1 billion. That is, they can actually put that in the bank. That's a good deal. So we'll see how he finagles himself out of this deal. I think his finagle will try to prove that they have bots and spam accounts. And once he can prove that, he'll back himself out like, you know what? No, I'm not interested no more. I'm sorry. I don't know why he tried this maneuver in the first place. Like typically people who make these kind of decisions, they have a wealth of knowledge available to them before they go in, especially billionaires. Like they go into the room like, bitch, I already know what you got. I done ran your numbers. You giving me a presentation on shit I done looked up already. That's how prospect to see this turn out. So what do we think? I will stay tuned to this story, keep you all updated on this. What do you all think? Kim needs to be strapped to his missile. Oh my God, a lot of Black African nations refused the COVID-19 vaccines. The false positive tests were too high. Oh, thank you. Yeah, y'all hit the like button. Please hit the like button. 45 in a room. If y'all please take a chance to hit the like button, please. I appreciate it. My baby is 6 and her aunt would do the same for me. If roles were reversed, just my time to pay it forward. Yeah, that's dope. I think that's dope. I definitely do. What the hell? I just want to know how all the lightning bolts on the golf course keep missing 45. That hair tan, that hairspray. Donald Trump leases out his name and image. He has no impact on Twitter. The number of bots is the issue. True value of Twitter. Yep. And that's where he got him. But what dummy doesn't investigate that beforehand? Like you go in to buy a business, the first thing you're gonna ask is, what are your numbers? How much do you make, and what is your overhead? How many employees do you have, and how much does that cost? You ask those questions. So you go in and saying, okay, now how do I authenticate this with my own internal auditors? You don't just go and, oh, we got 20. What they say they had 25 million subscribers. Oh, great, wonderful. I can monetize that. Wait, hold up, Johnny. Show me that. I don't give a fuck if it's a whole room full of documents. Prove that to me. So I don't know where he got off with that. Elon Musk did this to expose that Twitter is a bot propaganda machine of the Liberal Party for $1 billion. Bitch, I could have helped you do that for like a 100K. You $1 billion? Damn, you really was trying to prove a point. Yes, my baby is. My baby is 6 and has no intention of slowing it up. Oh, not the hairspray, baby. You know it's thick. Good morning, T. Trisha One. Good morning. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. All right, so that was Donald Trump. Let's go on to Starbucks. So Starbucks has acted. I see that. I think I talked about it last week about how companies are going to begin doing some of the government work, some of the state work, as they see more and more things and rights be stripped away from citizens. So one example of this is Starbucks is reimbursing their employees for travel expenses related to abortions. Now, the place has to be located outside of 100 miles of where you are. So for most people, it can't be the neighboring city or the town over that they'll pay for your travel expenses. But a good 100 miles might be another state over. They'll take care of those costs. They'll give you the time off. Now, what I want you all to pay attention to, because it's not just about this. It's about how these private businesses like Starbucks, like what other business is there? Like these companies, these organizations, how they internalize these policies at the favor of the consumer, right? So you got businesses that'll wave a LGBTQ flag outside the window because they want the consumers. They want to be on the right side of the consumer. That's the conversation that their consumers is having, and that's what they want to agree to. It's the moral stance. It's the right thing. So Starbucks is adopting this. So what happens is then it becomes the phenomenon. It becomes the thing to do. So now that Starbucks is doing this, watch how many other companies adopt this, as not because there's going to be a lot of their employees who need this, because it's the thing to do, right? They do that with the Black Lives Matter. You cannot tell me in the chat how many times you go to a store. You all have been to a store and saw the Black Lives Matter hanging in the store, and you looking like, what the fuck that mean to me? Or you are in a neighborhood, an affluent neighborhood, and you see the Black Lives Matter. It's about adopting a policy that's favorable to the consumer or the constituency or the base, whether you agree with it or not, that puts you on that right side of the strategy. We know how Starbucks gives it up. They came out here and did Black Lives Matter after they started getting taunted because people would come in their location, Black people specifically, and they would enjoy, sitting down in a common area as other people did, studying their books. And it became, why are you in here? If you're not buying nothing, then they started become a harassing thing. So now they got the Black Lives Matter. We're a safe zone. We support that cause. And I'm not saying anything against Starbucks, but I want you all to start paying attention to how businesses adopt policies that fall through the cracks to then help them sort of get that energy from the consumer. Or I do it I do it in my line of work. So I see it happening. And when I saw this, I said, okay, I see you, Starbucks. Who's next? I instantly was like, who's next? Now we know Amazon has done this, Starbucks has done this. So we'll see who's next. Now remember the other policy. They're cutting out drug testing, right? Amazon cuts out drug testing for employees because they were facing a shortage of employees for delivery. So they said, okay, another thing we're going to cut out is testing employees for drugs. So we're going to cut out the testing for that. Now, as we face sort of a demand for drivers and support for that, what do you think other places are doing? What do you think FedEx is doing? You see how it happens, how they begin to internalize these policies. We already have a government and a climate that's becoming accepting of THC, marijuana laws, recreational laws, medical laws. So it's like, for them now, it becomes a policy of, you can come work for us. We're on that side too. So pay attention to how these businesses make it very apparent that they're on the side of that game, but still holding to the fucking line of their bullshit. So yeah, you can do all of this good work, but when there's other things that come out here that we may need you to stand toe to and support of, I want you to be paying the same motherfucking time, travel, expense to get me. That's where I want us to be more vigilant about. I'm very great that they're being in support of not overturning the Roe versus Wade, and they're offering, I love that. But let's not get it twisted. There are still so many other things that I love to see an Amazon and a Starbucks throw their weight behind in this same fucking manner. And I'm saying this because I know in future shows I'm gonna say, y'all remember how Starbucks throw their weight? You see how they're doing it. You see how Disney did it with Don't Say Gay Bill. You see how these businesses can conveniently do it when it's necessary to hold on to that base. This abortion, white mom America, Black women, Hispanic women, all kind of this targets their base, their consumer. You think they weren't going to be at the forefront of it? You take another demographic of their base and find what that issue is. You think they ain't gonna be the LGBT? You think it's a safe place? I see the flags. I'm like, y'all kill me with this. You think I see the flag and that makes me want to go to the store? I mean, I see safe, inviting place. Great, you're an alliance. You're a part of the alliance. Wonderful. But that don't make me decide whether I want to go, because I want you to respect me whether I'm in that alliance or not. That's why I look at stuff like that, like, oh, okay. all right, I get it. So that's why I definitely wanted to bring that up. Let's see where we at. Elon Musk has money. $1 billion is like a penny for me. The average person is exposure of the censorship, indoctrination, and propaganda. Everyone, please hit the like button. Thank you, Hot Spicy Tea. Did no one care go to work? Is she still here? Right, King. That would follow Starbucks lead. Absolutely, it's the favorable thing to do. It really is. I couldn't see myself disclosing that info to a company I work for, even if they were going to reimburse me. Okay, get into it. So, and then we go down that path, right? So now Starbucks has demographic information on how many employees in a given year has requested the reimbursement, which lets them know how many employees that they have who is infected by this policy. It becomes data. It becomes driving data. And you're right. You don't even realize that you become a part of data that a business begins to use to sort of craft their message. No one wants to be a part of that. I don't support any store or business that is non-black, that pander to blacks. Nor do I support business that enter into politics. Oh my goodness. I would just love to walk in the mall with you. So are we going in here? Are we going in there? It was 100 because the left is after Starbucks and Amazon and want their employees to form unions. You see them. Oh my God. Starbucks is mad. They got 2 stores now that actually have gotten approval to form unions. They are pissed. They are. It's political leverage. Absolutely. Yes. Starbucks say they will pay up to 100 miles if their employee had to travel to get an abortion. Right. We aren't bad to our employees or your interests. Look what we're doing. Exactly. We're helping you. We're helping you. Okay. I'm here moving slow. Okay. No, you go. I have to check in and touch in with you. Brick girl. I'm waiting on the day to be a grandma. Oh. All right. So that's Starbucks. Now we're going to get into the final political topic and then we get into the shit show. So Pentagon and the UFOs. Now, before I get into this, I'm going to show y'all a clip because they play a video of these. They're calling them now UAPs. Unidentified aerial phenomena, and UFOs was the conventional title of it, but they're changing it because they want us to start taking this shit serious. They're saying that the connotation behind UFO has been lost in the sauce, and it's made it hard for them to do real work because they said that they over these years. I'm laughing because this man was really trying to prove a point in this video, and I was sitting there looking like, sir, it's just like you playing with toys. So he's saying they've done so much research, and every time they try to provide this research or prove it, it's always been hindered by, these hostile investigators, namely in the FBI and the CIA, that always try to prove them wrong. Like, oh, no, that's not that. This is what this is. Or the military would even say, what we found that to be an identified object from space. So they now were able granted a session because 2014, they had 140 cases of UAPs. Now we are in 2022, and they said they have 400 and more documented cases. And out of 400 cases, only of these cases have been determined to be something else. A glare in somebody's glasses that was projected onto the camera, so it looked like something was following, but it was his glasses. I said, now how many more of those do we have? So I looked at the video, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not there in my level of thinking. I've never really believed in aliens. I've never had that kind of intuitive picture, and I don't think I care past reading a story or watching a movie. So I saw this and said, are we getting serious on the UAPs? So I wanted to inform you all. I wanted to bring it to your attention. So I want y'all to check out this video of what they seen, and y'all let me know if y'all on the same page as me. Like, if y'all don't sit, it's some other shit out I need y'all out here doing. Why are we doing this? But in the effort of trying to take them serious, I gotta share. Oh, look at you, right on time. What's going on?
140 reports of UAPs. But today, Deputy Director for Naval Intelligence Scott Bray says efforts to encourage pilots to report mysterious encounters has swelled the number they're investigating to approximately 400. Last year, a government report found a definitive explanation for only one of the encounters. Bray says one video was a distortion stemming from light passing through night vision goggles. As for a second video showing a shiny spherical object,
I do not have an explanation for what this specific object is.
Bray confirmed that the military has never fired missiles at a UFO or recovered any non-terrestrial wreckage. Still, the Pentagon says it's determined to remove the stigma associated with reporting sightings.
I'm over here dying.
That's an intelligence code. Unidentified aerial phenomena are intentional national
Now, Navy and Air Force crews have step-by-step procedures for reporting on UAPs right in their cockpit. Ike Ajachi, ABC News, Washington.
So, listen, comment here. I had a friend who was watching the UFOs on these, man. It was hilarious. White guy go up there to the screen. It's not that, like, pointing to, like, this came from some goggles on someone's camera. Like, this is not really what's happening. So I thought it was hilarious that now it's getting to a level that people are now supposed to take this serious. And here's my thing, government or whomever, what do you want the people to do about it? That's the only thing we need to know. Whether y'all look at terrorists every day, y'all find shit we don't know about every day. Every day you find bones, body, drug tunnels, all kind of shit. You don't come out here and report that. So now that we're seeing UFOs, don't cause this mass hysteria now, like we all desensitized, because there's some crazy motherfuckers out here. What you need to do is define as to what should the American citizen do about this. Do you want us to start reporting shit? Do you want what I was literally watching, like, okay, so should I start looking up in the sky and reporting shit? Because I think it's a little too early. We should have gotten, the hearing is great. I know that we're reporting on the news cycle and everybody, we're all reporting on the hearing because that's a public thing. But I think that after the hearing or something like that, they owe us. So here's what you should do, folks. Here's the policies, or here's the procedures in place, instead of leaving it really open-ended to we're doing these investigations. We've got all these open cases. Only one so far has been determined to be false. That's not enough for me. So I will stay tuned only because I want to know what do they expect of a citizen. But outside of that, I'm not concerned at this point. I think there's more things to be concerned really in my face that I can see beyond looking outside the skies. And, I expect that the government should be handling this. I expect that NASA, I expect my tax dollars to be going to them figuring this shit out. You better be in a science center somewhere. Bitch, if I don't know what's falling in the sky, you bitches better. That's what we're paying for. It's unacceptable. Don't let me have to get out here and add that to the damn list of things we're talking about now. What is NASA up there doing? What are we doing about that? Like, don't expose yourself too soon. Like, I think we need to, okay. I didn't need to know, to be honest with you. I'm just being honest with you. I didn't need to know. Yeah, Starbucks said, oh, yep. I see Black Lives Matters and continue walking. Usually there isn't one single black employee or poster with a black person. I just be like, what's it? I'm supposed to go in, and then all the items that that a black person want is right there in the front. Like, don't go look in the rest of the store. Everything you want is right there. I turn my thank you, but no thank you, not at all. A whole shit show. It's the best feeling in the world. This is my first, and I had to wait 10 years. Oh, I had okay. All right. I'm ignorant in public. I need people to give me 2 arms length of distance, and I really do be reminding y'all about when that business was anti-black. I can see it now. They don't hire no black people in there. Why are you going in there? 100%. You believe in aliens? We can feel that we are just so unique in a vast universe. Oh, wow. Okay. Like, you believe that there's another life form outside besides humans. Do you realize we still don't have a hate crime bill for us? Yeah. They gave us that lynching. I hope the aliens are black and came to carry us home. I know a guy who says he's been visited by aliens, and I believe him. Oh, wow. I believe it's other life out there. My question is, why are they admitting it now? Yeah. Well, my thing is what they want us to do about it. Like, I'm not ready. I'm not armed. I'm still trying to figure out what we're going to do if we get nuked. Bitch, do y'all got, where's the nearest bomb tunnel? I'm there. Now you want me to start preparing for aliens? I ain't even get there yet. I ain't even think about a pathway or a tunnel. I ain't pack a bag. I ain't do none of that. They slowly preparing us to see these aliens. I saw a UFO before. No lie, I'll never forget it. The world is trying to desensitize us towards UFOs and things. Child, this is ridiculous. The name change. I believe there's something out there, but they've been covering it up for so long. Why? UFOs, right? Maybe the year of first contact. See, now Biden and not black hairs may make history yet for something other than their low poll numbers. You're on their necks, baby. They want to fake an attack. Okay, now you sound like something. You on to something. What do you think we get our attack from? But knowing how white people are, they'll fuck it up. Okay, did you already report on the grocery store shooting in New York? No, not yet. Nope. They done went to space and started some ish. Now they're warning us they're coming in. Yeah, and I still hardly see black employees in the front. Okay. I must have asked him, yo, Marshall, what's going on? What's going on? East. Come through aliens, made my voice in that UFO. Stop. All right, let's move on to the next topic. Talking about my boys in the next spaceship. I can't with you, nerds. All right, so now we're about to get into the other side of the show, and it's perfect because we're starting the next hour. So, folks, if you have your coffee, take a sip. We about to get into some crazy fucking things. If you check the description box, you already know where we're gonna go. We're at number 5 on that, number 6 on that list, and we're just gonna take off from here. So this first story, this lets you know it's some sick bitches out here. So this man was called. It's not funny at all. It's just funny that people do sick shit like this in the world. So this man was called police officer. He was called to a house, him and 2 other police officers. So it was a total 3. They were called to this house. It was a domestic situation going on. They first reported as they arrived, it was really a special needs child being very confrontational, violent. And so the child also had the mother there, the father there, and 2 of his younger siblings, and there were girls. And so the mother and the 2 younger girls were in the front room. The police come in. So the first policeman comes in and he looks at the mother and the 2 young girls, and he stays out there talking to them, getting the story. He sends the other 2 police officers to the back. Y'all go find him. The boy is with the father in the back. Now, you know what the police officer did? This is where the story goes left. Okay, so we have this. Things out tripping. It's tripping. And is it gonna show? So, officer is accused of masturbating in front of mom and daughter while responding to a domestic disturbance call. You got to be fucking kidding me. The man first grabs himself, looks at the mother and daughter, and smiles. The mother looks like, huh? And the father and the daughter is going, huh? They're really looking like, huh? And so, as I don't know where the 2 other police officers and why it took them so long to get the child and come back. By this time, he had been playing with himself so much, he had unzipped himself and pulled himself out. Okay. He walks to the kitchen that's directly facing the 2 girls, and he puts one arm on the counter and one arm on his stuff and starts going to town. The mother is looking. The young girl goes and tells the dad. The dad comes out and sees him trying to put it back in, and then they go off. So, of course, the man has been arrested. Bay Area. This is Stanford. This ain't Florida. This is Bay Area. So of course he's being arrested and he's being charged with is a misdemeanor charged. Is there anything else? I think it was one other thing. He's being charged with a misdemeanor charge. He was placed on administrative leave, and if he's found guilty, he's facing 1 year behind bars and being put on the sex offender list for 10 years. And so he admitted that, he went to internal affairs building and that was filed against him. He actually admitted that, yes, I did. So that situation, the police officer, I mean, the father did what he could do. He didn't get violent with the man or anything. He literally reported it. And at the time, the other 2 police officers, it sort of became a commotion. And so he reported it to the internal affairs, the police station. They did an internal investigation, placed this man on administrative leave. And now you risked your whole fucking life because you were horny at a domestic, like, you're not traumatized by the call. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You that hornball during any time of crisis? That's what we doing? I just don't understand. Tesla got all the ideas from the aliens. We have some aliens here on these YouTube streets, don't we? Like, come on now. Space is huge. A lot of our technology today has ancient drawings of these different UFOs. I had my own experience with UFO. They're just trying to slowly show us that UFO are real. It's crazy to believe that we're here by ourselves. We're probably the experiment. Oh my God. Going back to my last comment Why don't we have a law for black killing bill? Why did the Asians get it first? They probably feel like the civil rights is ours. You know, those conservatives, they got enough, and so they push this forward to support them. That's the demographic of consumers they don't want to hurt either. Yuck. What the say? What? Yes, y'all. Yes, these nasty people. Look up that little boy who went to black. Oh, we got that on the roster. That is story number 9. We got that. Crazy, crazy. And I'm playing the video. Crazy. It's a shame that you have to mention that story. Is it coming from Florida? The wildest things happen there. There are no anti-black hate laws. Not black. Obama gave the LGBT more protection. He protected the people. What the? Okay, I'm sorry. Good morning, Mildred. Thank you for popping through and dropping down. Oh, what he looked like. Oh, did you see the picture? Was it a little Smokies with huge titers, or was it large in charge? I need photos. It would have been on the ground. That's what I'm saying. Like, what are you doing? Your juice is in my house unwillingly. I didn't want all of that stuff in here. You nasty perv. See, that's when you abusing the law. Disgusting bastard. In front of my daughter. You trying to make me look like a weak bitch. You doing this shit in front of my daughter. You don't get your ass out of here. Yeah. Though it's moments where you go 0 to 10. There is no discussing in the middle. I'm not trying. If I was a straight man and I had my wife and my kids, if you don't get your shit in order, nigga, what are we doing? This is definitely not his. Thank you. That's where I was. Not his first time. It is definitely not his first time. He assumed that those Mexican folks were probably unintelligent, that they were poor education. They didn't know their rights. I'm sure that he goes into these communities, the Bay Area. It's a lot of Latinos, Mexicans in California, the state of California. And I'm sure this was probably one of those areas where he felt like I had the leverage. Now, what I don't understand is them other 2 fucking police officers. You slack at. I would have told everybody on the whole team, the whole board would have known. Well, the cops will be on the F shit, don't it? I'm on my way to work, but I'll be listening. Okay, Voodoo, thank you. Hey, Angela Cook, good morning. Seriously, that cop is disgusting. Period. I'd sue for traumatizing my daughter, and I would have really asked for some, like, did y'all pull out the cameras? Bitch, we'd have got it all on footage and told a story and had a whole movie lifetime story for their ass. That's some LSA propaganda. Thank you, no one cares too. Please consider joining the membership also. All right, so now that was that. Now I don't know if many of you all frequent Arby's, but we do have a situation on our hands. So Arby's manager admits to urinating in milkshake mix for sexual gratification. Now let's get into this story. I know that's why I'm easing into all of this, the stories like this. Now, an Arby's manager in Vancouver, Washington, admitted to urinating in milkshake mix on multiple occasions because he got sexual gratification from the act. What he says was how it came to be was that this guy was first contacted by a cybercrime unit because they had alleged proof that he was in possession of child pornography. So when he got arrested for this child pornography on May 10th, he then went on to admit, besides that, I also pee in Arby's milkshake, and I've done it on 2 occasions. Now, the reason he admitted to it because they had took his cell phone and other things so they can hold him as evidence. And in the phone, they found video evidence of him pissing in a milkshake jug. Now, they arrested him for the child pornography. He had a 16-second video of him peeing in a jug at his night shift at the restaurant. And the manager on told detectives that he saw him serve around 30 or 40 milkshake and 1 ice cream on that day. The video was recorded. So he's almost sure that he threw the mixture away. It wasn't served to customers. But he also downloaded the child pornography while he was on shift at this job. So they decided to arrest him. Now, here's where it gets ridiculously goofy. Investigators are now asking anyone who may have went to the restaurant on those dates in particular and have a valid receipt to contact the Vancouver police. He is being charged with 4 counts of possession of depictions of minors engaged in sexually explicit conduct, 4 counts of dealing depictions in sexually explicit conduct. He is currently being held in Clark County Jail. He'll be arraigned on May 25th, and he's appearing in court this Friday to face a new charge of second-degree assault with sexual motivation, and his bail is being raised from $5,000 to $40,000. Dog, what the hell is wrong with you? What are we doing? What are we doing? Now I'm gonna keep it real with you. If I lived in that city and if I frequent that Arby's, I don't give a fuck if I had a receipt or not. Bitch, I'm up there. Oh, I'm up there. That's if I frequented it. Like I frequent a frequent restaurant, I'm up there. I don't know if I had this nigga pissing me or not, but I don't. What we gonna do is add my name to the suits. That's what we gonna do. We gonna do that. You know, how crazy. Now the employee says that one of the coworkers, Arby's, of course, came out and said they had no knowledge of it. If they had some pre-existing knowledge, what they would have done was they would have stopped him, or, you know, if they had no wherewithal that this is what this man was doing. Now the coworker is like, yeah, I saw him serving 30 to 40 drinks on that day. And I'm like, somebody done had a urinated milkshake. What a crazy weird way to be sexually gratified. And it's just so weird what people get off on. Not only are you getting caught on the child pornography, but you like to, you know, fancy up folks drink milkshakes. And I just wonder, like, did anybody during that time, could they have been like, yo, this tastes a little different? This tastes a little different. I would have been all on their necks. All on their necks. All the other cops need to be suspended as well. I agree. All right, I agree. Are you talking about the what case are you talking about? All other cops. We don't move. Yes, when they come here to California. Oh, the three other cops, the two cops. Yeah. So, yeah, some ain't right there. Y'all, I mean, some ain't right. He probably thought they didn't have paperwork to be in the USA. You have many. That's what I was thinking, Slappy. You bingo, ding, 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 Slappy. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking, like, you know, he probably got one of those folks who may feel I can't say nothing, but you got the wrong one on the wrong day, but you're doing too much. No, I just like their mozzarella sticks. Ooh, look, y'all. What? See now, Arby's. You baby Jesus. I just started my bring on the aliens. He's trying to take everybody's attention off that shooting in Buffalo so that they forget about that white boy who did that best. Nobody. And no one cares. You too. Have a good one. I'll see you on Friday. It was 100% served. Absolutely. 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 That man is the type of man that when he takes a break at work, he goes to suck a peanut for 30 minutes. Okay. Oh, wow. He shouldn't be allowed to work in food service ever again, banned for life. If he come out of jail, he gonna be fucked up in jail. You know, child sex predators, they're often one of the most riskiest inmates in jail. People have no remorse for you. They sort of feel like you're easier for me to take whatever anger I have out on anyone than anyone. You have less, you know, folks who hurt or target a vulnerable population. Yeah, I don't know what the hell you thought. I'm a file from Cali. Okay, listen. I'm sitting here thinking like, bitch, I'll be down at that restaurant. Is this where do we sign up at? You need my name, you need my ID, a copy of my ID. Were you here? I don't fucking know, but I come here enough to know that wasn't right. Like I'll be all at them windows, but I don't eat out like that because I don't either. I've been really on a cook myself something, or if I eat out, I like to find restaurants where I know their prep time, their kitchen prep time is like it's not quick, fast, in a hurry. It's like I like the restaurants who put a little more care into their cooking, like a real kitchen restaurant. Like I don't want no, and it's like the franchises I've been staying away from. I've been going to more like local eateries or restaurants, or you know, that isn't a big because I just, you know, I went to a restaurant, excuse my language. I said I wanted a waffle and chicken. She went and got a waffle, an Eggo waffle, and put some butter on it. I said, "This is the waffle?" I said, okay, yeah, I ain't doing all of that no more. And unless you're trying to write that meal off for business, who would have saved a receipt? Here we are in May. Okay, what the fuck? Bitch, are you kidding me? It sounds like y'all gonna have to do something. Hey, Jernay, good morning. Good morning. Yes, can y'all please hit the like button? Please don't forget to hit the like button. Keep me in the algorithm. I'll leave that up to y'all to keep me in the algorithm. I just keep producing the content, but keeping me in the algorithm and stuff like that is up to y'all by liking and engaging with the content. That's why I say thank you all for those who drop down and comment videos when you don't see their comment. That helps out a lot. This milkshake is creamier than the usual, and it's a little golden. I thought I said vanilla, bitch. I ain't say banana. What are we doing? Everyone at Scott Protein shakes that way. That's why McDonald's ice cream machine is always tore up. You know what? You know what? Notice how social media is trying to have black folks lollygagging when they talk about that man shooting. No. What they're really trying to say is that man got mental health issues, and we're not finna let up on that shit. All right. So let's get into this next story. So this is the second time that we've been facing this. So Stanford is now launching a hate crime probe after another news has been discovered on campus. And now, if you all don't remember, this same incident happened back in 2019 when Stanford University was investigating then a noose hanging near a student residence. And at the time, I had to recatch myself up. What they did in that investigation was same fucking thing. They investigated, they put out what they put out standards, and they basically say that the school doesn't condone this kind of behavior. If you have any information, please please provide us with that information. So my point of bringing this back up is, okay, this happens again. What do you all think that Stanford has pledged to do? The same fucking thing. So Stanford, sounds like we have a problem. It sounds like we have a problem, and it sounds like what you've done in the past is not working because it's not working out. And for you to be a premier institution, one of like the major Ivy Leagues among them, you still can't get your noose issue under control. So they're saying that Monday, Mercury News report, the item which has become a symbol for racial violence was discovered Sunday night hanging from a tree near an undergraduate residence hall. Campus police removed the noose and retained it as evidence. They put out a statement. They said that their Stanford's protected reporting website, campus police have reached out to students living in nearby residence hall for possible leads. They also have conducted interviews with grounds maintenance staff to obtain more information about any materials that may have been left in or around the tree. Stanford has yet to identify any suspects. The university says the incident marks the third time in 4 years since a noose was discovered on its campus. One was discovered in July 2019 and the other in November of 2021. Sounds like we have a problem on our hands, Stanford, and I don't think that you are doing enough. And so what I see in the future is you facing a demonstration, a protest. And it's going to bubble up and it's going to go to the point where you are going to be accused of some racism, high-level racism. So I think that you all need to do a little bit of a better job than just going out there like investigating your police. But you haven't called the FBI and the CIA yet. You haven't pulled in local police resources. It's just not enough for your campus to hold and deal with. Hell, some of them police officers might be racist. They may be complicit in it. You need to call out an external legal binding authority to come and do the investigation. And they can do it alongside with you. You do one, they do one. And then y'all compare notes. Oh, what's going on here on this campus? Is it complicit? Is it explicit? Is this something that's happening so frank and noticeable that you all don't even see it? Like, what's going on? So that's how I felt about this situation. I'm like, again, we here again, y'all. We with this shit again. You're not creamier than usual. Not y'all filing lawsuits from other states against Arby's just on the principles of it. Listen, I could have been affected. Yellow milkshakes. I don't even do milkshakes if they ain't got almond milk. So I know I'll be out. If I'm not mistaken, they still haven't found who's been doing all the bomb threats. No, they haven't. That's why Arby's had Bing Rames doing their commercials. Remember, he was cooking naked. I'm done with you. See, that's what I'm talking about. Stanford, have you involved? There we go, Mildred. More than likely, no, Mildred. Have you like? Let that have been the other way around. Let that have been like there have been several incidents of, racism towards a certain type of body. They're putting out different kinds of things across the campus. do you think the response will be the same year? Let us know what your priority levels are. Instead of going in detail about the Buffalo shooter, the media is bringing up lynching. Baby. Exactly. They haven't even gotten more police presence. This just outwardly shows they really don't care about this. No, they don't. They really don't. And it's sad, but it is really, really sad because when you think about how many people have gone to this school, have graduated from this school, who are associated with this school, and they live off the name of this school, but at the school, this air of racism permits. It's in the air. That's why I wanted to highlight this, because I wanted to make sure we all know that you can hear the name Stanford out there, but there's something deeply going on here. This is your fourth time, and I was watching it on Roland Martin last night. Or was it last night or the other day? Yeah, it was 2 days ago. I was watching on Roland. I was getting his input from it, and some of my takeaway was simply, what are we doing beyond the investigation? And so that's where I'm at with them. All right, let's move right along now, baby. So let me see. I don't know if you all have heard about this story about this child with the whip. So there's this 9-year-old boy. Okay, he's a 9-year-old white boy, and he goes to school with these two other kids, right? And the two other kids are raised in the same household by their mom, two black younger kids. And so apparently the white boy went to the door because he was looking for the two other kids, because he assumed that they were a part of a bullying incident that happened at school, where somebody, and they're alleging that the 9-year-old daughter, the black daughter, pushed him in some water after school on May 12th. And so the boy shows up, he's a neighborhood in the neighbor. He shows up to the house to confront them about, what's going on. Get into this. Now, mind you, I'm going to share the video with you all of what exactly happened. And I want you all to tell me how you would have responded. Now, there's been a lot of talk back and forth of how, the parents should have responded in this situation. But I always would love to see, like, news crew, when you see this, when you're in the thick of it, what would you do? What would you have done? So check this out. I know what I just got to speak for me. I know what I would have done. Baby, what's going on here? Can you see it?
Hey guys, so check out this video of this little boy coming to my house, beating on my door with a whip, trying to attack my daughter. Take a look at this. Also, please like, share, and comment. This is my husband goes over to speak to his father.
Across the street.
Take a look at this.
Come over here.
Not really. We have it on here.
He has a gun behind his back.
Because you ain't coming over here talking nice. You're accusing my son. I'm showing you the video.
We're showing you the video.
You ain't showing me the video. Get off my plan.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you all see that? Was it not buffering for you? Because I did see over here it was buffering. Let me know. I'll start it over if it did. Let me know if you were able to see the video. Because I see Linda just put now I can. I had 5 kids and they were all trained to. Just let me know real quick if y'all saw the video or not, because I want to make sure y'all saw this. Let me see what y'all say. It was buffering. Okay, I'm gonna start it over. Cool, not a problem at all.
Little boy coming to my house, beating on my door with a whip, trying to attack my daughter. Take a look at this. Also, please like, share, and comment.
Little boy, you better get your ass from off my porch beating on my door like this. I will call the police. You need to leave. Don't you ever beat on my goddamn door like that. Go. Okay.
So as the video progresses, my husband goes over to speak to his father about what just took place.
Across the street.
Take a look at this.
Come over here.
Not really. We have it on the
He has a gun behind his back.
because you ain't coming over and all nice to my son. I'm showing you the video.
We're showing you the video.
You ain't showing me the video. You get off my plane.
Hey guys, so check out this video of this little boy coming to my house.
All right. So we saw the video. What do you all think? What do you all think? He showed up at the door. Okay. He had a whip in his hand. He was banging on the door, knocking on the door, and she opened the door with, little boy, if you don't get the and he looked at her like, bitch, I don't know about you. I'll get your ass together. And he slowly backed up, but he left. And then the father went over there to show him, like, look, your son came over here with X, Y, and Z. And at that point, the father is like, he's not hearing the story. He's seeing this is allegedly King Roman's opinion. He's seeing a black man and a black woman on his property mad about something. So he's about to, meet force with force, because in his mind, he sees an angry black man. And he comes out with a gun. And he could have very much so shot the man. But he let a round off in the air. So then the folks then decided they were going to file a police report. Then they decided not to file a police report. However, the boy's father, Brian Brunson, didn't take kindly to the accusations. When he opened the door, he was holding a semi-automatic pistol, which discharged as he argued with the man. So Brunson was arrested for deadly conduct for reckless discharge of a firearm and has been since released from custody on bail. The father of the black man, the father, he says, we know the history of the whip. This is a racial issue. He comes to the door with a whip, and it's very terrifying. Both the Nash's and Kaufman County constable believe that Brunson didn't mean to fire his weapon. Brunson told the Nash's to leave, which was followed by the sound of a gun that fired behind him where his daughter was standing. So now, I wonder what that trial is going to hear, what that's going to look like. I'm definitely sure he's going to have to, if the gun is registered and it's on his property, I think he'll probably be able to get away with that. But what would you all have done had somebody came in your house like that? Like, I know what I would have done. Good morning, activated knowledge. Good morning. When we were the story pissed me off. Let me just have that boy for one day. I promise you, he wouldn't pull a whip on nothing else or anybody. The FBI should have been involved the first time around. Okay, I agree exactly. Can let white women say they are getting harassed by black men. Hunty, they would have jumped off. Stanford would have been all over it. Stanford not placing cameras off. That was the other thing. No video evidence. No video evidence. Let me go bust a window out. Let me go walk on that bitch and bust a window out. Throw a brick in a window. I guarantee you, they got me walking from the gate all the way to the damn window. But you can't find out who doing this. I'm not the one you can pull that shit over. You pull that shit over somebody else. And then we're supposed to be excited that you're investigating the news. This is just one we heard about. I'm sure there's been dozens of cases. This is just one we've heard about. What the fuck out of here with that shit? I'm not impressed. Great, wonderful. I'm not impressed at all. View of this story. Oh, that shit took me back. Good morning, activated knowledge. Now I can. I'm sorry about that. I had 5 kids and they were all trained to fight together. Period. We can sue. I hope they sue them for their entire lives. Yeah, I believe they are going to sue. It was buffering. Okay, yeah, we did that usually. That little kid had a whip. I read about the neighborhood. Apparently, they're dealing with white flight. She should have called the police and showed them the video not going on their property. It was the boldness, confidence, and assertive privilege that little boy showed when he Baby, let me tell you, soon as that little boy would have came to my house with a whip doing that, you know how what I always say, I like to get people where it hurts. And if your child is committing it and he has no parents around, I want to get it where it hurts. Remember that incident where the referee got hit by somebody's child on the court? They jumped him. And I said, oh, I'm putting charges on the child. I'm putting charges on everybody. I want to see some harm. Baby, I would have sat right there at the front door and called 911. I'd have told him, I'm coming. And I would have just let him keep banging on that. And I would have let the police show up and see this shit. Then we would have got video footage. And then we would have sent it to the news crew. Oh, we're about to expose your child, honey. Your child is about to be an American-made known, what is it, Ken? He's about to be a Ken. I would have definitely it wouldn't have been blown out of proportion with going to their house doing anything. It would have been blown out of proportion. Do y'all see? That's all the story y'all would have had. The only fucking story King Roman would have been out here reporting was a viral video of this child with a whip at my door. That is what America needed to see. That's what they needed to see. They didn't need to see y'all going over there trying to talk to the man. And even if you fucking did, it should have never been on camera. We don't need to see all that shit. I don't give a fuck. That heightened it. It tensed it. You should have called the police, and you should have took it one step further. Oh my God, it's a 10-year-old at my door with a whip, and I think he may have a gun, and I don't know what's going on. Please show up. Baby, 10 motherfucking cops show up for this little 9-year-old boy, white boy. Do you know the optics of that? We've been getting it all our lives. Like, we get our little boys will get police called on them. Remember the we do this all the time. Remember local news when we were talking about the boy who got a bag of chips, stole a bag of chips from the store, and they called all those people on him, and the man was video recording like this excessive force for this little boy. I would want that same kind of treatment applied here. Fuck going after the father. See, the father is going to get the lesson from the son. Because, see, he already has taught the son, that's how you are. Nobody walking to nobody fucking door with a whip. I would have loved and sat back and laughed. I would probably have me a glass drinking. Look at this fool. Look at him. Hold on. You call him? Look at him. Get him on camera. Baby, are you kidding me? And then after that, I would have pressed charges. I would have pressed charges on the parents. I would have absolutely went after those parents. First of all, your child is on my property threatening me. I feel a complete lack of safety. I didn't know if he had a weapon or not. And my children go to the same. I think that would have sent more shockwaves than us now finding out that the father has been arrested for this. Nothing's going to happen to this son. And I'm telling you, the father is probably going to come out. The best thing they're going to have to do is sue a civil suit against them for a hate crime, for racism, for a hate crime. Other than that, this is really a civil case situation. There was a dispute. There were no crimes. Nobody was hurt. And they did not do this the way they should have done it. The police should have not been called when the gun was fired. The police should have been called 4, 5, 6 steps earlier. Then I'm coming out my house once the police is here, because we don't have the same opportunities. We don't get the same privileges. We don't get none of that. So we have to make sure that what we do is all in line, bitch. You see this shit, especially when it's a child. Now, if it had been a old man coming with a whip on your door, different situation. If you got a loaded revolver and you ready, bitch, I'd open that door cocked like him too. Bitch, I understand my rights, but it's a child. And it's a child that does not have the right wherewithal. Get that motherfucker together. I would have loved to have this go viral. It would have been a lesson for him. It would have been a huge lesson, not only for him, but the other kids in the neighborhood who act and feel the same way he does. Now, it's not a missed opportunity for him because he's still out here. His information is still out here. But I don't think that he got the police running to him like they think he did something really, really. He needed all of that. This is a moment you did something wrong, and these are the consequences. Not you running back up in your fucking house and your father get to fight them, because that's what he's going to be used to for the rest of his life. He's going to do something wrong, and his father going to get him out of it. No, nigga, you came your ass over here, and you got what's going to come to you. And I'd have let him sit there for like a good 5 minutes just waiting on me. Just waiting. Go ahead. Ooh, honey, you see this? This motherfucker's crazy, nigga. This shit is crazy. Y'all, get down. I'd have been enjoying it. It'd been a whole show at your expense, at your child's expense. He don't want to watch the video, but he would have watched it then. that would have definitely been more sensational. It would have been something that we could have then came out here and been like, you see that shit? This shit is crazy. This is what these kids are doing. But it's the other stuff that makes the story become fuller than what it should have been. Like, okay, so now they went over there, they had the conversation. He now pulls out a gun. Okay, this turns something into something different. You know what I mean? Now it looks like you all are over here. You know, he feels threatened now. The threat shifts from you all to him. Now he can easily say that you had something on you and it appeared that you were going to pull something out, or he thought that her camera phone recording, she had a gun or something. You never know how this sways. You should have, if when it's kids involved, I'm telling you, when it's children involved and they're not doing something the right way and it's causing harm or emotional distress to you, the law or their parents, baby, I'm telling you now, because the lesson needs to come somewhere. You might be that one person that gives someone's child a lesson, and it may not come in the form of what they used to, but him seeing them police pull up like that, it would have scared the fuck out of him. I promise you it would have. I promise you it would have. 10 cars pulling up, he had to scare the fuck out of him. I'm living on such and such a boulevard, and it's this boy. I don't know what's going on. All I hear is a lot of banging. I don't know if he has a weapon. I don't know. It looks like he has a slash. I don't know. Can you send somebody out, please? All I would have done. What's he put up to that? Of course. Ain't no way in hell you're going to tell me a child in their right mind thought to go get a whip and show up at somebody's door. What you going to do with the whip? Where have somebody whipped you with that? So what have you learned? What is this? What are you doing? What's going on? Hell no. Absolutely. You can't tell me because y'all horse jockeying. Y'all so you saw your dad. Where the fucking horse at over here? Like, no, there's a clear lesson that needs to be taught there. Like, you do shit like that, and this is what's going to happen. He was ready to shoot, especially if the gun discharged, the safety was off. Lil can't even hit the Audi car with the whip. Oh, all of that would have been on there. I wouldn't even got an opportunity to do that because the popos would have been right there. Good morning, Carrie Ray. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. The boy had to be given the whip by his parents. Of course he came out with the gun. He feared for his life. If the neighbors were white, he would have been able to talk to them calmly. I'm sorry, Joanne, look, I've been dealing with a lot with him. You know, they told me that I could take him off the Adderall, right? So I take him off the Adderall. He's been fucking going crazy. So I'm sorry. I'm going to take it from him. I'm going to go hide it, but, you know, just bear with us. I'm sorry. Oh, do you need cash or anything? Are you fine? You need to take care of anything? Whole easy conversation done. The internet doxed them. Baby, the internet has a great way of getting bitches back. Like father, like son. We already know the conversations are like in that house. Clearly, King Roman News, you couldn't play the video. Yeah, I played it. Did you see it? Little boy, nah, grown man. Little boys don't act like that. I agree with you. You acting like that, I'm gonna show you. I would have had them pull. I would have loved for them to have the sirens pull up. Woo, woo, while he's doing it. The optics of that would have been pure joy. I would have probably like, ooh, oh my God, it's happening to us, because those are the moments that America needs to see. Like, this is what their shit is. Fuck you all trying to get these damn black babies for shit. This is what your babies are doing. This is what and you want to generalize everything that a black child does and lump it into something. So can we start doing that here? Look, and we get more of that kind of shit out here, baby, the conversation will shift, because then that's a direct connection to parents. You raised your child to do that. There ain't no way in hell you can tell me that boy found a whip and gonna show up at my door. You got me fucked up, and you've been playing with my kids all these time. So that lets me know where you thought you were, and you got pushed into a pool playing. I don't know what the case may be, but you think your retaliation is to show up and whip my child. You must have told your father, and your father said, I ought to take a whip to her, probably, huh? And you grabbed one of you when you came, huh? Yeah, don't let your father get you fucked up young. That's the thing. And I'm not saying physically, but I'm saying in the system. Because you can carry this behavior outside of the household, in college, and in your regular life, and you can literally get an uppercut, and you would not have been expecting it. So you need to get the lesson now. That way, when you get out into the real world thinking you can pull these kind of stunts, because I'm telling you, sir, had you been like an 18-year-old man and pulled this shit on the streets without your parents pulling, you know, you pulled a whip out, do you not know how hard you'd be hurt? I'm not gonna say what would happen, but I'm just tell you, do you not know how hard you'd be hurt? So that's why I think it's important for this little boy to get a lesson. Good morning, honest bro. I hope all is well. Yes, good spirits, good vibe. Me too. I would keep filming quietly. I'll be sitting up here. I would surely would. And you know, I'm gonna put a little gas on it. Bitch, I'd have been crying. And I don't know. I just literally got home from work and I just started knocking on my door. And got a whip. You hear it? Oh my baby, the whole fucking show. You're gonna show up and pull up with effect, baby. You're gonna pull the fuck up. I'm down with that shit. I would have loved to have that shit on TV. Roman the theatrics, baby. I put on the whole motherfucking show as they came up there and they opened the door. Oh my god. I don't know what to do anymore. Can you call the ambulance? Baby, the ambulance would have been up there. Whole ambulance. All for this. See, that will fuck them up. Oh, a whole ambulance would have been up there. Are you okay? Two trucks now. I think my husband's about to have go into a cardiac arrest because we didn't know this is the first time, and you know I didn't expect it. My babies, and I don't know. You have to. I surely would have no other action, so that is evident that only one person was causing trouble. Little Ken with the whip. Period. That's it, Linda B. That's all the fuck we needed to know. We did not all that other shit after the whole point of that you recording that was to expose what the child was doing. Then after that, I don't give a honey. I'm gonna report on the story and we're gonna talk about that viral clip, and then we're gonna talk about how we think y'all should do this, do that, doing the third. We don't even get that opportunity because guess what? You done did some shit that ain't even gonna help you when you go a civil suit. Because when you try to sue them, saying that they're gonna ask you what, so when you came over to his property and he asked you to step off of his property, why didn't you? That could be considered a threat. That could be considered someone harming you. You never knew how he felt. So if you're gonna say on this hand, you have to say on the other hand. See, you open the room up for other conversations to come in when it could have just been one. But you play your cards right. You probably could have got a huge coin out of it. Bring me their heads. Period. If the little boy was pushed, why didn't his parents address the issue? Child of lies. Right. They acting like they didn't know. I had no, like you didn't know, but you knew what was going on. I would have done the same thing. I ain't saved enough. Let's all the legal problems be on Little Ken and his family. Everything. I want his name to be in the system. I want him to have a record. I want him to, baby, are you applying for a job? Where? These bitches need to know. I wanted to follow him for the rest of his motherfucking life until he's 16 or 18. They do it to us. Turn this shit around on them, y'all. I'm so fucking serious. Stop. But I wouldn't even be arguing with nobody. I'd be in the grocery store, a kid start fucking with me. Girl, I would look at him like, well, you don't want a record. I'm not gonna touch you, but you don't want a record because I will go all fucking full hand on you and your fucking family. All over you just bumping into me. I don't want to chap on you, but I do want to make it clear that you can get a record early, honey. I felt so offended, bitch. You and your fucking family. I think that's necessary. They do it to us in a heartbeat. He looked, oh, I was scared. Bitch, I just walked in the store. What you scared about? So if the car for us, I'm serious. And then traumatized every time I see a YouTube person get money. And that was intimidation. Right. Period. This little boy is a killer in the making. Yes. It's so sad. Can you replay it? I was coming in the first time. Yes. I got you. Of course. I got time this morning. I got time. Right. That little boy needs to be checked in a way that will check him for life. I'm telling you, Linda B. We see that shit. Fuck the father. And I'm just thinking about everything. That's why when I remember when we had the school bus situation where the man choked and kicked the school bus student, what did I first say I would do? I said, do what? I'm about to put this bitch off the bus and call the. He need a whole record. What do you mean? I want it to be hard for this little motherfucker to do anything for the rest of his life. See, because the parents didn't teach their child that you can make one fucking mistake and it can fuck your life up. People aren't afraid of that one mistake. You think you can, I'm gonna do it this and I'm gonna do it. No, bitch. I was taught in my household, you got one motherfucking time and you can lose it all. So if that same strategy works for us, it has to work for them. It has to be employable for them. I would have had them. I would have wrote a whole story about it. I'd have been doing interviews, local news, and you know, I don't want to blame it on the family. I don't want to put it on the family because I know that the child, you know, can be influenced by a lot of other things, but I don't know. I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know. I had all that down pat because that child needs to know that the effect of what you've done has caused a huge domino effect, not only on me, but your family, your mom and your dad. They're going to be disgraced forever. So yeah, I'm definitely with the whole disgracing the child. Who ain't? I'm not above that shit. If you don't treat your child to do right, somebody has to. I'm sorry. Are you ready, sexy Ron? Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Good morning to you. They call cops on little black 5-year-olds. Why not him? Oh, we decided not to press a report or file a police report. Who did it? I couldn't have been the cousin in the house because while they're deciding not to do that, I would have been in the back room calling the police. Fuck what they heard. Listen, I'm over at my cousin's house. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but somebody at the front door, they said somebody got a switch. I don't know if it's a gun. I don't know if it's a knife, but you know, I don't know what's going on. I think you all need to come. You know, the Buffalo shooting just happened. You know, all this stuff just going on. So I just we're trying to call and get you to come. They'd have been up in the front room. Who called the police? Bitch, I'm not playing with you. Y'all trying to negotiate with a motherfucking child. I don't even talk to children unless they're related to me. So what do I look like going out there? I would have looked at him like, if anything, I'd have opened the door. I'm telling you, I was looking at people like, is this bitch, are you lost your mind? And let it hit me. Now that's a whole nother conversation. See, that's why I would not have gone there. I would have instantly called the police because let it hit me that it's a whole nother situation. It's a whole nother situation. My morals go out the window. So let me not go there where I have to test my morals. Let me just get the folks involved on this badass. They do it to us all the time. All the time. That was intimidation, harassment, threats. They should have pressed charges instantly. Fuck trying to be nice to somebody's child as you went to school with your children. Girl, bye. Cops never pull up until after the scene is over. We'd have been bleeding and pleading. They'd have had to do something, Marshall. It had to been a record of me placing this phone call on the 911. It had to been a record of me calling twice, and another time it had to been something. I would have had to have had the police involved and the cops involved or something, because there's no way this little nigga gonna get away and not have a record. That is white trauma. I can attest to that. I grew up in predominantly white neighborhoods and had similar experiences. I'm very cautious. No trust of all non-blacks in the cops. Okay, Chad boys. The daddy impression was spot on, not the Adderall. You know that's what they do. You know that's what they do. You know that's what they do. Hey, pretty PR chick, it's good to see you. Good morning. If our ancestors passed along the transatlantic slave trauma, then their ancestors passed along the hate that they had for us. Absolutely agree. Hey, good morning, Six. It's good to see you listening while dressing the lead. Great show as usual. Thank you. And I hope you have a good day at work too. Yep, this will not end in our lifetimes. No, it won't. I don't see it at all. I mean, it's starting to be exposed like it was during the civil rights. I mean, everything gets exposed on a certain level. You know, it was probably exposed a long time ago, you know, during the civil rights era, moving into the future. But the racism now is being exposed on a deeper level. Now it's, you know, it's a more of a mental thing. Before it's just on the surface, you know, I just don't like what blacks, you know, now it's, we're being replaced. Oh, so now we get into, that's how y'all feel? Y'all being replaced? Oh, okay. We're going to explore that topic one day, y'all. Thank you, Hot Spicy Tea. Why did the hell did he let his kid go over their house anyway? You know what that was about. That boy should have been cleaning up his room, not lollygagging around the swimming pool. Shit. I mean, and if you get to take a tumble over into a swimming pool days ago, why is it just now coming to light? You should have been told your father. You should have been had that. No, y'all let that shit swallow and wallow, and now we got this. These are the disrespects that pull me out of myself. I lose all sense when I'm disrespected with racism. Everyone is going to get hands in both kind of blue and black. I can't. Hiromi, you turn into a whole white woman. Is it trying to go ham now after the Buffalo shooting? Okay, I'd have been all on there. I don't know. And I just saw what happened. I'd have played every motherfucking thing out, baby. We would have we would have our own manuscript of how to do this shit. Have it down pat. Remember, 7-year-old Tamir Rice was gunned down for playing with a plastic blue water gun in a public park. And you mean to tell me that we can't call the police because this motherfucker got a whip, baby, and the incident report. Now, I told you all the same thing happened with Will Smith. In the moment, it's great. It sounds great. You know, in the moment, you slap him because of Jada Pinkett. And then after days, you think about it like, damn, why did I do that? In the moment, it sounded great not to file a police report on this kid. It sounded like the moral thing to do. It sounded like we'll handle this another way. I bet you now they're thinking about that. I bet you now they're thinking about everything that they did and said, God damn it. In 2020, hindsight is a bitch. We don't know what we don't know. But I know one motherfucking thing. If you were trying to get this child to have some sort of justice or some discipline, you lost that when you decided to insert yourself on this. I wouldn't even went on the man's property. I wouldn't have went on his property or anything. He wouldn't have known who I was. I wouldn't have went over there at all. No, fuck that shit. You know how I am with my neighbor. So can you imagine what a neighbor outside, bitch? We about to get your ass. You know, I see you in court, nigga. And you can show up at my house with the news. Try it again, bitch. The first time was for paperwork. The second time is a chin check. So let's keep it cute. But there was none of that. After you did that, it literally became like, oh, I'm scared. I got a gun. Fuck out of here. I'm listening to you while I'm getting dressed. I'm about to go volunteer to distribute food to families who live near Top since the store is still closed. Hey, you in Buffalo? I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna send you. We're sending you support, pretty PR chick, especially from the news crew, and I hope you have a wonderful, supportive time out there. Please keep us posted. I'm gonna, if you can come around Friday 6:30. I'm gonna ask you. I want to know, how was it? You know, how did it go? Are they still distraught? Is it supportive? Is it diverse support out there? Like, is it a coming together of the community, or more so, what do you see? So, please, I hope it goes wonderful today. And that's dope. That's dope of you to do that. That's dope. You definitely got my support on that. You know, I'm gonna get to that story too. I'm sorry, but I didn't recognize him as a little boy because of his actions. Kids don't act so boldly, unapologetically. Right. Yeah, I know I would. Yeah, call the cops on his ass. Yeah, now all of a sudden, you know, they're probably thinking about it like, why didn't we do that? So I'm gonna play the video one more time for you all. And then we're gonna get into the TikTok death, baby. Now that shit right there. But this mother, I love her. I love her strategy. You know, I don't really be fucking with these parents and their strategy, but this mama, I love her. That's the only reason I'm gonna be talking about the TikTok death, because it happened, I think, a couple while ago. I just didn't care how the strategy was.
This little boy coming to my house, beating on my door with a whip, trying to attack my daughter. Take a look at this. Also, please like, share, and comment.
Little boy, you better get your ass from off my porch beating on my door like this. I will call the police. You need to leave. Don't you ever beat on my goddamn door like that. Go. Okay.
So as the video progresses, my husband goes.
I have to pause there. That was the moment, y'all. That was the moment that she should have been in the background laughing her ass off as he was doing that. I promise you, I'd have been back there like, oh, keep him doing it. Keep him doing it. What can I say? To keep him doing it? Call the fucking police. Keep him doing it. Keep them in the act. And I would have never opened the door. I don't want you to see me. I don't want you to know my face or see me. I want you to, when you go to court, I want you to say, so what happened? I went and I mama on the door. And what happened after that? The police showed up. I don't want it to be, the lady yelled at me and I was scared and went home to my dad. I don't want none of that shit. But now he has that. So I'll continue. But that's why I'm telling you, I don't think this was thought about.
Goes over to speak to his father. Take a look at this.
You got video?
Come over here.
Not really. We have it on video. Seriously.
He has a gun behind his back.
Because you ain't coming over here talking nicely. You're accusing my son. I'm showing you the video.
We're showing you the video.
You ain't showing me the video of me scratching your car. Get off my plan.
Hey guys, so check out this video of this little boy coming to my house beating.
So there we have it. So that's the video. So I'll stay tuned. What we want to know is if they're going to court, what charges, what civil case are they trying? Are they filing their charges under? And we'll go from there. We'll see how I go from there. I just saw that the family was doxxed, so I'll look at see what that is, and I'll give some updates on Friday's Hot Topic and Local News show. Thank you. Yeah, that is. Wait, I did see. Yes, I live in Buffalo. I remember you're from Rock. I'll come to Friday. I'll probably do like 7 a.m. So if you can come through like 7 a.m., I'll definitely can drop the link, because I would love to hear about what that environment looks like now. And if you got any pictures, if you take any pictures and you can send them, I can post them too. I can put them on during the show. So I appreciate that. Oh my God, you are from Rochester. Yes, I'm from Rochester, New York. You know, it's like 30 minutes away from Buffalo. He has no respect for anything or anyone. His skinny ass was fearless. Oh my God, I would have called the cops on his dad and that boy, and I would have called the Department of Housing. Okay, you all have YouTube sticks, girl. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And I would have told DHR to make that mad quick, walking around the neighborhood supervised. Okay, thank you. I appreciate you. And I would have told DHR to make that man quit walking around the neighborhood unsupervised. Period. Put a leash on your dog. I mean, put a muzzle on your child, a leash on your child. I didn't mean to say it like that, but so interesting. I'll stay tuned. I'll keep you posted on any updates that come with that. All right, now let's get into this next story, the Tik Tok death. So a woman is suing TikTok, actually, and I agree with her. She's suing TikTok because her daughter, her 10-year-old daughter, died from being a part of this blackout challenge, and it's led to her daughter's death. So what she's saying is that she reportedly on December 7th, she found her daughter in her mother's bedroom closet, and she said she found her daughter hanging by a neck from a purse strap, and immediately rushed her to the hospital. She said her daughter remained in intensive care unit until her death on December 12th. Now, she's arguing TikTok is culpable in the tragedy because the algorithm promotes dangerous stunts such as the viral milkshake challenge. And what she's saying is that the TikTok algorithm determined that the deadly challenge was well tailored and likely to be of interest to her daughter, and because of that, her daughter complied or completed the challenge, and she died as a result. She says the app and the algorithm are intentionally designed to maximize user engagement and dependence and powerfully encourage children to engage in repetitive and dopamine-driven feedback loop by watching, sharing, and attempting viral challenges and other videos. She points out that other fatalities have resulted from the dangerous challenges. The 12-year-old Joshua, who died last year after he was found unconscious in his Colorado home. So she's suing social media platform for wrongful death, strict product liability, and negligence. She is seeking an unspecified amount of damages. Here's what TikTok had to say about it. This is a challenge which people seem to learn about from other sources than TikTok. Long predates our platform and has never been a TikTok trend. We remain vigilant in our commitment to user safety and will immediately remove related content if found. Our deepest sympathies go out to the family and their tragic loss. You know what I smell? I smell a settlement. Their statement didn't, deny that it was on their platform. It just says that it predates their platform. Predate, whatever. It's on your platform, and your algorithm promotes the challenge. So now they're going to have to start watching these challenges that they promote. It's sad, though, that a 10-year-old child really was trying to black out, either choke yourself to death, or what kind of, first of all, are 10-year-olds on TikTok? Is that something parents are doing? I thought it was 13 or older. You had to be on these apps. They're letting people on the TikTok app at the age of 10. Because I first started thinking about the mom. I'm like, damn, how did that happen? The one thing I heard is that the neighborhood is in the middle of a food desert. Without that grocery store, people would have to walk forever to get to a grocery food. The story, yeah. BLM is missing on these grips. Ain't no time better than now to make a quick buck off Black lives. Black lives ain't gonna take that on. this would be a good time to start a community garden if there isn't one. The workers at TikTok don't have to go censor anything they see, but it is their duty that when they see something happen, California, when our parents going to learn the internet is not responsible for raising their children? Why is a child on the internet unsupervised? That was the first thing I thought. I said, well, why is she on TikTok? And then certainly, why is she in your closet? I don't know. I don't know. I can't say that because I don't know how to, but it's just really, really difficult. I believe so. We have to realize we young mothers now. Yeah. And that's true. There are some young mothers who find that maybe you can be on TikTok, but I think as more of these things start to happen, like they are adult challenges. And now, y'all, I'm not even thinking about the blackout challenge. I'm thinking about all of those less than mature, more mature challenges for adults that these kids could possibly be partaking in, twerk challenges, all that kind of stuff. You mean to tell me that they're doing that as well? It seemed weird to me also, bro. Yeah, I was wondering, like, okay, so how did that happen? So you just allow your child to just, I don't know. When you're a kid, you don't play in the closet. You think the devil is in the closet. Social media and the internet alone is a whole dopamine fix. People don't put down their phones because of it. That's true. When you're a kid, you really believe that there are skeletons in the closet. The Kardashians' children are all on the internet. Mason keeps leaking the family business, and North be showing her entire house online. And these are the people they're following. The first generation of college students with internet was shocking. It's been going downhill. Yeah, we weren't the first generation, but I definitely was like either second, because we were the MySpace era, the Black Planet, then Facebook came. But I remember having Black Planet and MySpace. And then, it was eBay at that time where you were shopping from and stuff like that. And Amazon wasn't as major. It was just about books and stuff like that. So, yeah, I remember that era. All right, let's move right along. Let's get into this next topic. So this Camden man has won $10 million from being paralyzed by excessive force by police. So let me tell you what happened. So the guy was was called to the store. Apparently he was stealing something from a liquor store. So the police were called. He pursues on foot and then trips on the concrete pavement that wasn't smooth, and he falls. Now, in the midst of him falling, police officers catch him and they put their foot on the back of his neck, put there to restrain him down after they got him handcuffed. After that incident, he became paralyzed. So the officers in this case, they tried to say that he became paralyzed after the trip, but his good ass attorney was able to prove that there's no way that trip, falling face down, would paralyze him. His spine or his back wasn't touched at all. His spine and back actually didn't sustain any injuries that would be consistent with a slip and fall. This is clearly of some area of the spine being touched with excessive amount of force. So it took this man some time. It took him about the situation happened back in 2014. It took him about 8 years, and he has a $10 million paycheck. And I said, the reason I wanted to bring this story up is that no matter what you're going through, no matter how right you are, how uphill that battle may be, stick that shit out. Because if you're convicted and you are correct in what you're doing, and not saying that him stealing was correct, but the fact that he was paralyzed, this man is going to face paralyzation for the rest of his life. I think that he did a great thing sticking this case out. Now, of course, the police officers are denying that they done anything. This is simply a settlement. But what they're saying is, based on the settlement, the county maintains and continues to maintain that no wrongdoing took place, and that they're not liable for any of the actions and circumstances of the aforementioned incident. Whatever the case may be, this man is $10 million richer, and I hope it goes to helping him recover, or some shooting, or dealing with the pain and misery. This man is now in a wheelchair for the rest of his life. And so, steadfast, even small issues, something happened to you, it wasn't right, file that fucking complaint. It may take a long time. Send that. It may take a long time. Copy that senator on it. Start doing that kind of stuff. It really, really works. It may take a while, but if you are convicted and you have the right evidence, like me in this dog situation, you hear no dog, right? Y'all hear no dog. The situation went smoothly. Landlord got all on his ass. Because I told the landlord I was gonna take him to court, and you know my whole situation. But when you stick on something, you get a good outcome. So that was the whole reason I wanted to talk about that story too. I am first generation of the internet. Still don't know how it works. TikTok kids be young. It should be adult supervision for anyone younger than 10 or months. That's why you need human authentication. Near the head. Yeah, near the head. That's how they had to step. Do you really want $10 million and can't roll a joint? Isn't it? That's why I said I hope he gets all the pain and suffering. I hope this helps him out a lot. I mean, it's definitely not a fair trade, but it is a good it's definitely a good form of compensation. Remember, you know, the lady from the amusement park, she's only the family of for the amusement park, they're only suing for $30,000 under the Wrongful Death Act, and that was because that's the maximum that they can sue for in the state of Florida. So looking at this amount, I definitely hope he get to do something. Do you really want $10 million and can't eat a box of McDonald's by yourself? Money is not worth somebody's life. Yeah, but it's definitely if he's gonna live for the rest of his life and he's gonna have medical bills, this is definitely something that's gonna help him. He definitely, I would, if this went the other way where he got no relief, you know how worse off he would have been. Now he has some sort of relief. You know, he can get not just any kind of wheelchair, he can get the best wheelchair. He can get a house in his elevator in his house. Like his level of life, his livelihood needs to step up as well. Like they need to raise the cost of living. So that's what I'm saying. I think that it's good because of that. MySpace top 10 had a hold on us. That was messy. I used to swap them out all the time. I'm not in your top 10. Hell no. Much love to you, pretty PR chick, and thank you for coming through. All right, let's get into this next story. Now, this next story is really fucking scary, you all, because can you imagine living with someone, right? Your roommate. Thank God I've never had to have a roommate, but can you imagine having a roommate and this roommate hasn't paid their portion of the rent for 2 months? And so eventually you tell them like, hey, you need to pay your rent or you're gonna get out. And that roommate that's lived with you for a year ends up holding you at gunpoint, okay, robbing you, telling you to transfer $6,000 out of your Cash App to their account, tying you up, bounding you, putting you in the trunk of your car, driving you to the woods, and then leaving the vehicle. He managed to get himself out the vehicle and escape and run into the traffic, and the guy is still at large. But let's get into this. Let me show y'all the clip of this man pulling this stunt on his roommate. I said, you know what? This is why you have not only a gun for people outside your house, but bitch, you need a gun for bitches in your house. Motherfucker would have got, man, you changed them locks on that nigga. Hold on. All right. Gotta get it ready. All right, so before I play, I want y'all to see the guy entering the room is the roommate, and the guy in the kitchen that we don't see on the camera is the guy whose unit it is who is owed the rent. All right, so let's get into this clip.
What's the issue? Bro, what's the issue? What's the issue? What's the issue?
Scary as hell. Scary as hell. So the roommate says that he said, I never expected anything like this to ever happen to me, especially with someone I know in the comfort of my own home. He goes on to say that me and my never argue. He had been living with me over driving for a few miles, parked the car, him to move. The guy was able to exit the car and flag down on motorists for help. He said, I managed to push myself out of the vehicle. I see another road where vehicles are coming my way. I run out into the middle of the road and flag down the first car I see. The guy hasn't been charged, hasn't been seen since the incident, and has been charged with aggravated robbery with a deadly weapon and aggravated kidnapping. What kind of shit is this? Can you imagine somebody that you thought that was cool with you, that been around you for a year, and then just pulling some shit? I'm sure that man had to be so fucking terrified of his life. All over 2 months of rent. 2 months? Y'all couldn't come to a plan or something? Why are you compromising the man's life for money that should have not ever happened to him? He should not even be in a wheelchair. Jehovah didn't make him like that. I agree. Oh, are you saying, am I compromising his life for money? I think that was the best recourse of action, because of course they're not going to take the police officers to jail. So if they can get a settlement out of it, I think that's the best course of action. Of course, we don't want him to be paralyzed. I mean, it sucks living that way, but at least you get a coin out of it. Either way, the taxpayer just took the hit. Wait, child, that sounds like a Lifetime movie. Baby, I'm telling you. Roommates be scary as fuck. When it goes wrong, it goes deadly, don't it? Good morning. He was gonna murk him. Yeah, he was. Did you see that? That's a nice looking apartment layout, nice wise. Was that a rent room situation? Doesn't seem like two names were on the lease. I think he was renting it out to the guy. It was his unit, but he was letting the guy stay there. He paid rent. Wow, all over back rent. So it was better to do years in jail and have a steady place to stay at a cell than to leave the apartment. But and to know that we never got into it. We had no beef, no quarrels, no drama, no nothing. Thank the Lord for cameras. Thank the Lord. But we got cameras in the home, but no cameras on Stanford's campus, right? You see the disconnect there? Oh, okay. This is beyond wild. Tyler Perry is going to use this in one of his shows. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. Okay, I understand. So just keep me updated on like, you know, the differences and the contrasting of my views and some of your views. It's not a problem at all. Your audio lagging, unless it's mine. No, it could be me. It totally could be me. As many times as I called them about this Wi-Fi thing. It's a sad situation, paralyzed with all that money. I wonder if he can pay to do intense physical therapy to walk again. That's what I'm saying. Like, that money can afford him some opportunities that he probably wouldn't have gotten if he didn't get a settlement. And a good settlement. We ain't talking about $1 million. This man got 10 million, and he waited since 2014. So I think it was good. Right, King? Yep. The bad wigs and all, definitely Tyler Perry production. Advice: live within your means and reside where you can afford. Period. I absolutely agree. And I'm sure he was embarrassed, but it was 2 months. Not over. You going, now you done stuck the man up with a gun, robbed him. Your life is forever changed. You're not showing face. Your picture is everywhere. People know who you are and what you look like. You not like you're done. You don't have a familiar face. So I don't know what the fuck you was thinking to get out of this. You thought he wasn't going to tell or snitch on you? You thought y'all was that cool. Maybe bye. It is somewhat static delay here too. Come on, internet. Let me see something. Okay, can you all hear me now? I'm so sorry. Well, that's a lesson that some people never understand. Child, I feel like I'm gonna need to hunt me down some good news, baby. You, I'm saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost and fire. I'm a Pentecostal Hebrew Israelite. Okay, these are trying times. People are desperate and will do anything for respect. And you can Stanford can't. That was the craziest thing. How y'all can all of that, but can't put cameras all over your man's entire camera. That's Yep, we can hear you now. Good morning, Miss Goody Two Shoes. Good morning to you. All right. So yeah, roommate Rob. Hopefully they'll catch him. More details come out. I'll keep you all posted. All right, we got two more stories, and the last story is the Buffalo shooting. This third to the last story right here is interesting. This is the one I was talking to you about. I was saying that was interesting. Now, these three juveniles escaped from a juvenile detention center in Louisiana. And so it came to find out that they were or help with their help came from none other than Victoria, what's her name? Victoria Toon. She was a 21-year-old guard. And so basically what she did was she allowed them an opportunity to release and escape. She drove them to a hotel or somewhere that she was supposed to be meeting up with that they met up with their relatives. They tracked her down based off of the car to a hotel, and they waited for the people to return back to the hotel, and they caught these guys. Now, I find it interesting because they're saying that this 21-year-old white female guard may have had a relationship with not just one of these guys, but all three of these guys, and that she lived with her boyfriend, a white male. So we saw Vicky Bates. That's her name, right? Vicky. We saw Vicky off herself for rescuing an inmate. Now we got Victoria Toon, and she changed her life all because I don't know if it was a relationship. I don't know what she thought she was going to get out of this. I don't even know if she was inspired, by seeing what happened between Vicky. However, now her life has changed. So in addition to them being returned and charged, she is now also 3 counts of accessory to simple escape. And so now her life changes completely as well. What a dumb mistake to make. And really, like, is it that good? Like, are you really doing all of that? you really do life like that? Between the aliens, North Korea, nooses, and whips. It's crazy. It is. This could something in a closet made for TV movie. This guy has a movie, someone called Lifetime of Tyler Perry. I'm gonna have to send him that one, right? 21-year-old guard, what and why? Her Facebook, they said her Facebook page made it appear that she was had a whole boyfriend and stuff like that. On oncoming day shift, employees discovered that 3 male residents with help from a female security guard had escaped the juvenile detention facility center. They said that they located her. And now they're saying it was heavily implied that the guard had a relationship with one, if not all 3 of the boys. Her own boyfriend. I'm pretty sure this relationship because there's a open relationship. It's so funny. Open relationship article says Gendron said she was married. Married a boyfriend because I was looking at the pictures on Facebook. Hey Jay, good morning. Please hit the like button on your way in. Thank you. So I thought that was interesting too. Now let's get into you see a positive, but we got to talk about this because this shit is happening. Those were kids. What did you say? Those were kids, fam. That was hard. Yeah, she definitely helped, aided in the bed and getting them out. 2 17-year-olds and a 15-year-old, and she's a 21-year-old. They were kids. All right, let's get into this next story. So this Mississippi mother loses her whole fucking mind. So a Mississippi mother is charged with murder after allegedly throwing her infant daughter on the road repeatedly. I know, folks, take a sip of your coffee. I know. We got to talk about it, because if this was another race or another woman, I'd be out here talking about it. So I want to talk about it. So this Mississippi mother was outside on the road, right? Outside walking down the street on this road, and apparently she had her 2-month-old daughter with her. Now, as motorists were riding past, they noticed her strike on the floor, striking her daughter on the pavement. And so after being caught by a motorist on this, she was passed into the woods. And so police come, she's arrested, they take the daughter to the hospital, where the daughter stayed on life support. Unfortunately, the daughter has passed away. Now, the mother, she was arrested, and she was charged with child abuse, charged with capital murder after allegedly throwing her 2-month-old daughter on the road repeatedly. And so I'm going to show you a little clip of this, and then I'll get back to you what her family has to say about this. And I say really science here, because not if y'all are easily saying this. So let me see if this bad boy pull up.
They tell us a little girl is clinging to life and not expected to survive. Right now, her mom is facing attempted murder and child abuse charges. Prosecutors say if the worst happens, they may consider the ultimate punishment.
There's a special place in hell for something like that.
Pearl Police Chief Dean Scott says Michaela Jolly has shown no remorse since officers arrested the 20-year-old mom and charged her with attempted murder and felony child abuse. Witnesses dialed 911 Thursday afternoon after they spotted Jolly allegedly repeatedly throwing her 2-month-old baby girl, Khaleesi Jolly, onto Payton Road.
I have no sympathy for this case. The act was very deliberate, intentional.
The chief says little Khaleesi was not expected to survive severe injuries. Friday, the infant was on a ventilator at the hospital for failing.
I think we all
Young neighbor who didn't want to be identified said he was shocked to hear about the charge.
I would admit, no one wakes up in the morning intent to do what she did. Doesn't make it right.
Is no stranger to Pearl Police. The chief says narcotics officers have arrested her before on drug charges. The Rankin County DA says that they will consider the death penalty against Jolly if it comes to that. Live in Pearl, Ross Adams, 16 WAPT.
Now, baby, when I tell you again, I don't understand, I don't always understand the most intricate things about being a parent. I don't get the ups and downs, I don't get the emotional, because I know it's a toll. It's a toll being a parent. That's not a check in and out. It's a 24/7 operation. But I never in a million years think that postpartum depression could cause you to really take out your child's life like this. Like, as I'm doing these stories and I'm starting to read more about like this stuff, they're saying her mother went on and she was interviewed by one of the papers saying that her daughter is a great mother. She does not want this story to get out, that her daughter isn't a great mother. She just was suffering a lot of mental health issues. And so I'm like, here's for me the question. When she first originally was arrested about narcotics, or there was some drug issues, the same tune you're talking now, could that have been a conversation then in the child? I was I'm sorry if I went out or not. However, I definitely think that there was an opportunity for this to have been prevented. The lady completely admitted that she did it when she was arrested and apprehended. She, you know, a lot of people say postpartum depression, but for me, I just don't understand how it could be that. Now, she could, because she's facing a charge of felony child abuse, they're saying that she could face life in prison and potentially the death penalty if she is convicted, which I don't see any reason why she wouldn't be convicted. A sad story. Rest in peace to the young girl. So the family now has created a GoFundMe for the funeral expenses of the young girl. And of course, this one has met its goal, you know. Of course, it met its goal. And congratulations to the family in terms of meeting your goal. Rest in peace. Condolences to you all. But this mother, I'm not buying the postpartum depression bullshit. I'm just not. I think that if that was the case, and she's been a great mother since then, I think she probably would have had the wherewithal to reach out to someone, maybe you. Now, the other child, her 8-year-old son, she doesn't have custody to, doesn't live with her, actually lives with her grandfather. So that was another sign for me, like, okay, you know, we haven't talked about why she doesn't have the other child, but we're talking about this. So again, I'm not buying the postpartum. I definitely think that there was some drugs here to play, allegedly. And I think that the family coming to the defense now is great. It's wonderful. Everybody wants support, but I think you have to ask yourself, was there an opportunity for us to salvage this beforehand? Because I think so. I do. I really do. Given the fact that she doesn't have her other child. I'm sorry. It was lagging. I'm sorry, y'all. I got to get this together. I don't know what else to do. I got an X-Pod. You know, it's crazy. Which drug she on? Period. Oh, that's depressing, fam. Let me tell you. Yes, do black some. I don't want to see it. That's gross. The video is messing up, King. It's an echo and lagging. Can you play it again? Oh, okay. Who was the baby's race? White.
Plus, the little girl is clinging to life and not expected to survive. Right now, her mom is facing murder and child abuse charges. Prosecutors say if the worst happens, they may consider the ultimate punishment.
There's something like that.
Chief Dean Scott says Michaela has shown no remorse since officers arrested the 20-year-old mom and charged her with attempted murder and felony child abuse. Witnesses dialed 911 Thursday afternoon after they spotted allegedly repeatedly throwing her 2-month-old baby girl, Khaleesi Jolly, onto Payton Road.
I have no sympathy for the suspect in this case. The act was very deliberate and intentional.
The chief says little Khaleesi was not expected to survive the severe injury she suffered. Friday, the infant was on a ventilator at Children's Hospital, and her organs were failing.
I think the good Lord figures this baby is too good to receive this.
Jolly's next-door neighbor, who didn't want to be identified, said she was shocked to hear about the serious charges against her.
I don't understand. Something had to go wrong. Something postpartum or something, because she really is a very good mother. I don't understand what happened.
I will admit, no parent wakes up in the morning with intent to do what she did. Doesn't make it right.
Jolly is no stranger to rural police. He says officers and officers have arrested her before on drug charges. Hines, the Rankin County DA, says that they will consider the death penalty against Jolly if it comes to that. Live in Pearl, Ross Adams, 16 WAPT News.
Yeah, I think it was a white baby too. I think you said a black boy. I'm sorry, it's so staticky, y'all. I'm sitting here looking at my signal. It say a lot, but it's so annoying. It's so annoying. All right. Let's move on to the final story. Why is a GoFundMe for a dead child that was murdered by the mother? Who gets the money? I see GoFundMes for dead children. It's uncouth. That's a private matter. All right, y'all. So let's get to the final story. This Buffalo shooting. So when I first heard the Buffalo shooting, I was like, oh gosh, it's in Buffalo. What is going on? Buffalo is like 30 minutes from Rochester, New York. So it's not too far from my hometown. And actually, you know, on the weekends, people travel back and forth to hang out in Buffalo. The thing about the cities like Syracuse, Buffalo, Rochester, they're really like college towns. They're like, they have these colleges there. They have a lot of students that come in and out. And then you have these pockets of Black communities, Black neighborhoods. And so you have that mix of, diversity. Then you have a lot of conservatives who live in upstate New York, period. Upstate New York is a lot of, privileged folks who are used to their own ways, used to a lot of conservative things. And so a lot of times you see that, of course I saw racism growing up in upstate New York. And so that's something you see. A lot of times you don't realize how pervasive it is until you go somewhere else and like see the pleasantries of other people. And then you go back home like, wow, this is how it is. So to someone like me, hearing about the racism that happened in Buffalo, it wasn't a new thing. It didn't shock me. That wasn't a shock factor. And I think a lot of people who are from those areas can attest to the same thing. Like it was like, oh, okay. But what shocked us was this actual event. So, I'm sure you all have heard the suspect, Payton Gendron, decided to plan out this attack for months. He had a manifesto, so he planned out this attack for months. He's 18 years old, and he decided to strike this Tops Friendly Market. Now, I don't know if I remember telling you all, my first job was at a Tops Friendly Market. I was a bag attendant, and this is the exact grocery store. And so he decided to off not only the people from the park, some folks from the parking lot, but inside the store and the security guard. He went over to a counter where somebody laid down, and when he went over and it was a white person, he said, "Oh, I'm sorry," and continued moving on. Now, I want my point of view to talk about the manifesto, because in this manifesto and in how he was recording stuff and documenting stuff, it was so clear that he had some issues going on there, and there were signs there. There were signs to the point where the school, along with his parents, wanted him to be checked out for a mental evaluation. And mental evaluations, if you are defined as having some sort of mental health status or something like that, I believe in his state, it makes you ineligible of holding or having a firearm. But that was something that they never followed through on. So here we go, another sign. So, okay, all right. But I want to talk about that. So, but before we get to that, let's just talk about some of this stuff. So the Buffalo shooting happens. The Buffalo security guard, I wanted to spend some time on him. So the Buffalo security guard, he ends up being a victim of Aaron Salter, ends up becoming a victim of God. And it's sad because this man was a former police officer for 30 years, spent his last 4 working as a security guard at Tops. They say that he acted like a cop. He pulled out his weapon and tried to take down the gunman who had died as 1808. Gendron's body armor could pierce through. They say that's when he turned back on him, and that's what killed him. But they said that he saved some lives. He's definitely a hero. Make him as well. He leaves behind 3 children. He joined the police department right out of high school. He also had his own side business called Hydrogen Technologies, where he was building cars that ran off of water. And so he actually had an opportunity to go and meet with Dame. Is it Dame? Is it Dame Dash? Actually had an opportunity to go meet with Dame. Are y'all able to still hear me? Because my signal is acting up bad. I'm trying to turn my Wi-Fi off on all my things. So, all right. So this is the security team. He actually was trying to start his own business. So rest in peace to him. Kudos for him for showing up and actually doing his job, attempting to fend this intruder. Unfortunately, it was to the demise of his death, and no one wants anyone to die. So I apologize. Now, what's interesting is that in 2019, he wrote on his page, "We can't do everyday shit. I have our back. That's scary as fuck. That is, I feel crazy, close to something soon, and I'm not ready for it." It was sort of like he was foretelling some will occur. So I wanted to talk about him too as well. Talk about the parents. So the parents of this young man completely brainwashed by him, and it goes to show you how just simply by taking the word of your child or just taking words of the their child surface. So basically, parents, they both a couple, married couple, and they work in technology. The mother was known for taking walks in the neighborhood. Well, as father was known as to take walks in the neighborhood. Okay, sorry. All right. So the both parents are civil engineers from the state of New York. I'm just talking about the protections that they have. The mother, she worked at the state's transportation agency, traffic operations engineer. Now the entire so it's great replacement. You know, the idea that they're going to replace non-native born Americans with immigrants. No evidence to prove that his parents share those views. That they follow media sources. They retweeted messages from President Biden and Pete. Republican. She followed celebrities and entertainment figures. They had three light blue structure, mole lawn, basketball hoop, and so they had no signs that the son was the extremists, but they can recover service at their home in late March when the mother says she walks into the garage one night and Payton, her son, found a in his own cat. So he stabbed the cat with a knife, smashed it, and finally chopped it off with a hatchet. He wrote on his Facebook page, I wrote manifesto. I called my mom and she gave me a box and I dug it in the backyard. Honestly, right now, I don't feel anything about killing that cat. I would be in pain, but I literally just feel blank. Now, from his Discord messages, which were invite only, he had a personal diary where he had a chat log. Approximately prior to the attack, a small group of people were joining his server on Discord. In Discord was a link to his live incident that was about to occur. Some prehistory was in his grade. He wrote he was suspended for a black student accused him of calling her the N-word. The school declined to release this record. All right, that's another huge sign. Decided to release his record at the time. He did not consider himself a true racist in his manifesto when he began reading an anonymous message board. So this is an incident that the school and his parents wanted him to get checked out for mental health stats, but they didn't do it. So they say that in June of last year, one of his classes, they asked every student about what did they want to do after they retired. And he said murder, suicide. And he wrote that he wrote it down because that's what he planned to do. So that he underwent a psychiatric evaluation after he said in an online high school class that he planned to commit murder suicide. Starting in December of 2021, he began writing in his manifesto that he was purchasing more weapons, including a shotgun and a Mossberg 500. So his parents had thought during this time, him purchasing all these guns, that he was attending classes at SUNY Broome Community College. Instead, he was spending his days preparing for the attack and working on this 180-page creed that laid out his racist views, the message shows. At one point, he was worried that his parents would be led to tipped off by what he was doing, going to Tops, going back and forth, trying to find the area because he got a speeding ticket. His parents brought it up, and he basically was like, I got mail, I was speeding in Groveland, and now my dad knows I was hours away doing something that I shouldn't have. And he wrote, I just had a meeting with my parents about everything that happened this week. I lied nearly the entire time. I said I was doing fine in school and going to every class when I haven't been going to class for weeks now. So a spokeswoman from the community college said that enrollment officially ended on March 22nd. The school would not commit on his attendance, but students typically must miss weeks of class without explanation before the school moves them off the rolls. So clearly he was missing weeks of class. So as he became closer to the date, he started writing things like he's disconnected from the world. You know, he's doing laundry, he's moving stuff into his car. He had to wait to bring the guns downstairs because he didn't want his mom to see. He also said he should have kept all illegal stuff and guns in his car just in case his parents or brothers wanted to snoop in his room. Luckily, they didn't. Before the attack, he told them he kept lying to his parents. I lied to them for months now. I've been on May 5th now. I've been lucky at manipulating their emotions to blame themselves for my strange behavior. If only they knew. And so it's almost like his parents had one image of him, but he was living a whole complete other lie based on this manifesto that they uncovered. Now the families are preparing to sue. So families of victims suing after Buffalo hate crime, mass crime. So they're saying about sad because can you imagine one of your family members just when your grandma and your aunt just going to a restaurant or and then they're killed? It's heartbreaking. Well, my internet's giving me this grief this morning. So the families of victims of the Buffalo, New York hate crime are suing. 13 people were shot and killed. A gunman opened fire at the Tops grocery store in Kingsley. The Buffalo police commissioner says there is no mistake. Saturday's death is a mass shooting. So what they're saying is that it's civil rights attorney Ben Crump said he's targeting the websites and cable news outlets. He claims spread hate and radicalized the shooter. The shooter live streamed the attack on Twitch. And so they're going after they're going to go after all of the platforms who allowed this guy to exist. Now, what's funny is the former Buffalo Fire Commissioner Garnell Whitfield. Now, he's a former fire commissioner. His mother was killed at this incident. So he's joining the lawsuit with attorney Ben Crump as well. So this has turned out to be a whole fucking mess. Now, my biggest thing about this is the whole lead up to this. He wasn't before this. All of these signs were there that this man was very much so not in his right fucking mind. He was accused of calling someone the N-word. The fact that he was, in school, they asked him what he wanted to do after retirement, and he goes on to tell them he wants to murder suicide. And they actually end up going to the hospital because he cuts himself. And so he writes in his manifesto that was the worst day of his life. Like, all these fucking signs are here that this man is crazy in the fucking brain, but nothing happened during the way. So we get all the way to he's at the Tops and he begins taking people out. He gets all the way into the store and he's doing this. And so by the time the police come, there's no immediate fire at all. It becomes instantly a put your hands up and a surrender. There's no There's none of that. And I think people were blown by the fact that that's the way that they reacted to this man who had clearly mass casualties already, which is a clear indicator of upstate New York. I mean, if that's not a clear indicator of anything. So that was my first tiff about this entire situation. My second thing was all of the disciplinary actions, all of the evidence that they're trying to withhold and not release to the public, stuff that I always say that, like, there's a lot of evidence and a lot of things that they're not releasing. They just now released the manifesto, I think like 2 days ago. And it's so interesting because it's like, what else is out there? What about video footage of this guy driving back and forth to the store? Now, they say that on the day in question, when he came to the store to do surveillance, the security guard personnel was there and asked him the second time he came in the store to double check what was going on. They asked him like, what's going on? Why are you here? What's going on? And he says to collect data. And so he writes in his manifesto to make sure to kill the security guard. And so now we understand a little bit of more of why his intent was to disarm and kill that security guard. So for me, I love to have all of those details also added and involved and included in this case, because it makes it even more strong. It makes it stronger for a lot of the families and of the victims. Oh my God, I forgot the comments. 43. So social services knew she was unfit, but left the child in her care. Absolutely. Now you see what I mean. That DA was giving me all lives matter during his speech about that white man who broadcasted his killings. Yeah. It's a never shocks me. It has no power, King Rooms. I actually saw a video interview with a black man who had a conversation with the shooter the day before the shooting. He had a conversation with him at the Tops. A slave, a revolution without a leader, a snake without a head, a student without a guru, a wild king. It's crazy how stories hit home. It is, ain't it though? It's submissive. It was on YouTube from a local Buffalo's News. Okay. I was watching a lot of their articles too. One guy said that he was standing outside when he first saw the guy shoot someone, and he ducked down and he ran. And he saw the guy just get in a position and just start going like this. And I'm like, can you imagine just seeing someone doing that? And in your first mind, are they playing or are they real? But now, as we desensitize this really is something else. Y'all need to read the manifesto. He isn't crazy. He's a racist. His parents in school let him slide. Yeah, he is. I was reading the manifesto. It's a lot of weird shit. And it's not just us. It was also Jews as well. But what I don't understand is why can't accept Jesus Christ and the fact that he resurrected and is black. Going to piss me off. I'm going to call your internet provider and read the riot act. I'm so sorry. This is pissing me off. It's so much. You need to refresh because you're buffering. I'm sorry. When people grow up in isolation of ideas, it never bodes well for the rest of society. To all the victims, it's such a terrible loss of lives. Always need to know and engage with people other than those who are like yourself, and read fiction. It cultivates empathy. Literary fiction. Fix your sound. I'm gonna have to end this because it's about to piss me off. He was going after soft targets, but he only took the best of us. I'm tired of people, especially parents, knowing something is wrong but doing nothing about it. Hey, need to start being held liable. They knew once he turned 18, nothing could be done. Absolutely. Yo, fix your sound. You sound like E40. Oh my God. All right. His mom and dad didn't put him up to doing that. I can look at them and tell that picture. That was all Fortnite. Say it, Marshall. He can't right now. It keeps messing up. He's just pushing through. Yeah, I'm about to. I'm about to get it done. His parents did want him to be labeled. I'm sorry. I'm gonna work on it. They most definitely should sue. This is a hate crime of black people. A race people were targeted. You better preach, Black Swan. They are trying to cover this up as just a mass shooting. No, it's definitely a hate crime. It's definitely a hate crime on all levels. They can't even do that. I mean, the manifesto says it right there. And the fact that he live streamed it, invited 30 specific folks into that live stream to watch what happens, also means that it's premeditated. So you planned to do this. So what were you planning again? Was it a mass shooting of just anyone? Now, granted, 2 of the victims were white, but that can be explained off in court. They should have fired at him on the spot, but no, the police didn't have any reason to be in fear. Exactly. That's what I said. I found that to be very interesting, but it's telling. It's very telling. They gave him an opportunity to disrobe without any fear he would have turned his gun on them. Honey, I can't imagine a conversation in a police car. Good job, son. You want a burger? This is why our movements can't go forward. This is a hate crime, and we must make sure it is treated as such. It is absolutely a hate crime. It is nothing. It is absolutely a hate crime. That young animal was in his right mind. Mental, my black ass. Yeah, he was. It was definitely a hate crime. Before I begin, because I don't want to mess up y'all ears. Is it really still bad buffering? Because I need to go and get on the phone with Xfinity right now and take care of this, because it makes no sense for me to keep going in there. I'm not even. Yes, it was definitely a hate crime. I apologize. This is nuts, man. Yeah, I'm probably going out. All right, y'all. My internet is definitely causing me to be in a pain in the ass to me this morning. I'm sorry. No, it's not right now, but it will start again. It's been doing the entire stream. Yeah. Let me take care of that, y'all, because I hate having my stuff like that. I won't even watch the replay because it's hard to watch it. I appreciate y'all for being here. It's fine right now. Okay. All right. So the other thing I wanted to talk about was his biggest thing was this great replacement theory, the dwindling of the white population, which is a false belief that a secret political group is working to replace white Americans with non-white people through interracial marriage, immigration, and inevitable violence. And this was also found in his manifesto posted to Google Docs at 8:55 p.m. Thursday, 2 days before the shooting at Tops Friendly's Market. So now here's the thing. This replacement theory, it has legs. Though it's a false theory, it has legs, and it has strong legs. He's not the only one that feels like this. We would be a fool to think that he's just coming out of his ass to talk about this theory. He's just the first right now in relevant news to come out here and act on it so publicly and so irrationally. But a lot of things that people do, hence the repealing of Roe versus Wade, hence laws around marijuana, you'll make it available in the states medically, but you won't make it available, for other. Those are all with this racial undertone, this whole, eliminate one side. So this whole replacement theory, I definitely see it in the culture. However, I feel like replacement theory is born out of your environment. Like, I don't think you just wake up. I feel like that in some way, some shape, some form, that comes from your household. That comes from the lack of being exposed to other types of races, simply because there's been this closed off, we do this is us, and that's them. And you have this superiority complex that if you see anybody else above you or winning, they're replacing you, because that's what I solely believe that's what comes out of your household. So I also fault his parents. I also definitely fault his parents. I feel like his parents, many can say they didn't know he was going to do this. Many can say that, but your parents know you as a child. And there was a lot of signs, a lot of different things that this 18-year-old boy was doing inside of the household that should have led them to ask questions. Given that you already know in 6th grade, which wasn't too long ago for him, he was caught calling someone an N-word. All of them things should have had the parent questioning, like, have we raised him like this? What's going on? But the fact that wasn't acted on along with other things, it's like it was permissible in the household. It was like it was okay, because you can't, racist people are born from somewhere. You don't come out the womb racist, but that ideology comes from somewhere, somebody, somehow. You are impacted by someone. That influence comes from somewhere. So I'm not saying that they were racist, but I definitely think that superiority, that white privilege, that ideology, it's something that people do subconsciously. They don't even know that certain things that we're saying and doing is adding to this superior complex. And I think that this is a prime example of parents being unaware that what they've done in their household, raising their child, indirectly caused them to feel a specific kind of way. And for that, I feel like they need to realize that and recognize that they have another child in that household. I wonder how that child feels. Do you feel the same way? And it's easy to say I don't, but what about the actions of these individuals? So that's that's also what I was looking at as well too. Thought it was my phone. Yeah, it's me fucking up. I'm so sorry, y'all. Us black people really need to become a prominent figure on Fortnite, CS:GO, and you seem to buffer when you change screens. Great live and always fun. Thank you, Black Swan. Thank you. I'm calling them right after I get off of here. All of us black people need to get off of YouTube and start getting on PUBG and CS and go on Fortnite. Take the fight. That white boy would not have even done that if us black people were sticking together and actually on Fortnite. So taking that fight. It's time for a revolution. I agree. Can remember my thoughts. Thank you, Janae. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. It's got to be somewhere in the house. Black people need to get off of YouTube, get off Facebook, get off Twitter, stop being messy, get on Fortnite. Racist plus psychopath, this type of problem. Absolutely. And it's not a mass murder. Start helping your brother out. It's the Asians that are going to replace Wonder Bread. People, you listen, that's why I laugh at them, because their belief thing makes sense once you get past the feeling. I agree with you. I agree to that thinking. I'll say it like that. I agree to that thinking. I think that a lot of times they're worried, between them and Hispanics, the Latino race, the Hispanic, they're on the rise. I think I reported in one of the local news that they're now they're the first largest minority population in America, far passing the black, I think it's the African Americans. I think so. They become like the second largest group of minorities in America, and it's prevalent. You see everything got second, language, Spanish, and everywhere you go. When I go to California, I'm like always amazed, like, wow, you never know it because you don't see it really too much on the East Coast, at least that large population. And so yeah, it's you worried about us. You're hateful of us. That's what it is. You're hateful. That's what it is. I was just curious about to say Hispanics. Okay, like what? There needs to be a revolution. So that was definitely how I felt about this situation, the Buffalo shooting. I always like to reach back to one's environment. I know that Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse, all of those, the Watertown, Corning, Ithaca, all of those areas have pockets of racism where it's a concerted effort to maintain status quo. Even in Rochester, we have so many different areas where it's like white side, black side, and it's clear as day, and every city has that. So in approaching this, I was like, yeah, I know it's going to be racism, but here, knowing Buffalo like I know it and knowing Rochester like I know it, I instantly said, no, his parents, they were complicit in that. They had I can see it now, like, you don't go to that store, or you don't do that, or, we're going to do this, or, not exposing their children to these other ways of lives and other folks. And so when they get to a certain age, all of that anger and all of that craziness that your child had in him is being diverted to this one notion that the blacks are trying to take over, because the way I was taught was they're second class, we're first class, and it comes off as that. And so now as he's getting older, he's 18, he has a manifesto, he has a diary, he's on Discord, he's sharing that, and no one's stopping him. Certainly you're not saying, hey, you called the girl an N-word in school in 6th grade. Are those issues resolved, or how do you feel about that? Instead of doing all of that, we're just gonna, okay, he's all right. And then you have another incident where your child is asked in class what he's gonna do after retirement and goes on to say murder, suicide. The damn teacher said he needs a clinical evaluation. Those weren't signs as a parent that something may be off about your child, that I need to take some action, because who knows what he might do. We always say that, who knows what better watch him, because you never know what he do, and you never know when it's in your own household. But from a person looking on the outside looking in, y'all had signs. Y'all had a whole bunch of fucking signs. So you can be there for your child as much as you want to. They went on to say that the pandemic was, you know, one of the reasons why him being alone during that pandemic, you know, was one of the reasons what sparked this. You know, allegedly he was going to Broome Community College, SUNY State University of New York, but they no enrollment as of March 22nd. And the only way they can do that is if the man hadn't been going to classes. So, okay, we got him not going to school and he lives at home with his parents. Okay, cool. And now you're hiding mass weapons upstairs in the room, and they don't even check the fucking room. You 18-year-old boy living at home probably got the door fucking closed. I'd have broke that bitch off the hinges. The door is open, so they don't know that you're carrying guns downstairs, and then you get a traffic ticket in a whole nother town. You lie to them, they buy it because you know I know you wouldn't be doing. What are you doing way over there? No checking of that because you got a traffic ticket. Hell, I get traffic tickets here. They get sent home to my TT. She still go off on me. So and you're 18 fucking years old in a whole nother county over. No checkage of that. And then now we get you to you're here now at the Buffalo store. You done went twice now. You done went in the store twice. You done double checked, and now we're here. And you commit this act, and your parents, their justification is he's alone. The pandemic affected him. I don't buy that shit at all. I don't hold y'all as being honorable either. And I'm not letting off. I'm not letting go. I don't think it's respectful at all. I heard people saying that, you can't blame it on them because you never know what your child can do. Yeah, but they're living in your household. So in a way, I expect one expects you to know. You can't say your child is was living in your roof and built the bomb. Where he built the bomb at home, and you didn't know. So just as like they say about, they don't take care of their kids or watch their kids and raise their kids right. Well, bitch, y'all be having all the resources and you still don't do the same. You don't go right by your child. So that's my thoughts on it. The thing is that the Latinos don't have the money the Asians have. America have been filling the U.S. with Wonder Bread Latinos to outpopulate the ADOS people. You on Wonder Bread. You so wrong. Yeah, the parents need to be held accountable too. Absolutely. They knew he had issues way before 18. They should be held liable as well. They helped manifest this killer. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, y'all. I'm about to get up out of here. Thank you so much for coming through this morning. We talked about the baby formula shortage and how, Biden has a funny way of trying to clear that up. We talked about North Korea telling their folks to gargle salt water and drink willow tea leaf to fight off the COVID. Trump is holding off on engaging with Twitter, even if Elon Musk get it, because he has obligations to Truth Social. Starbucks is now paying for travel expenses related to abortions, but you have to be 100 miles out. Pentagon spots 400 reports of Pentagon has 400 reports of UFO encounters. I still need more. We caught an officer who was on a call actually masturbating in front of a mom and daughter, is now removed from duties and has been charged. Arby's manager has been charged for child pornography and as well as sexually gratifying himself by peeing in a milkshake mix that was served to about 20 or 30 folks on the day in question. Now they're going to ask people, if you came to the restaurant on these days and have your receipt, come back to the restaurant for questioning. I ain't coming up there for questioning. I'm coming up there for a bill, a dollar bill, some money. Stanford launches hate crime probe after NOOSE discovered on campus. This is the second time they did this, and it's so weird because you shouldn't even have to launch a probe. You should be able to find the individuals. You don't have a camera that leads to these trees. So can I just walk on campus and throw a brick at a window and get away with it? I want to know if it's that easy to go hang up a fucking noose. Can I go hang up a dead skull, a skull? Can I just go hang a skull from a tree? Y'all, this is bullshit, Stanford. We talked about the child with the whip who showed up at the folks' door to, I guess, apparently address the kids who was playing with him, and he got pushed into a pool. And the response of the parents. And as I said, the parents should have immediately called the police on them and let them deal with this. Let's make a criminal out of him. It would have been great to provide an example to America of what it looks like. This is what happens to Karens, and this is what happens to their children. That's what we need to start doing. We need to start providing evidence and examples. We talked about the TikTok death of the young girl who died in her mother's closet because she strangled herself with her mother's purse trying to do the blackout challenge. I still don't understand how that happened. We talked about the Camden man who won $10 million from being paralyzed after running from the police, tripping, and then them putting their foot on his neck. They said it was from the trip and fall, but the attorney was able to prove that there was no way possible for him to catch that from falling, tripping and falling. We talked about the roommate who robbed his roommate at gunpoint, threw him in the trunk of the car, and left him on the side of the road only because he owed 2 months of rent. And we talked about the Louisiana juveniles who escaped, and they have now been caught in connection. Victoria Toon was the officer who allowed them to escape, 21 years old. Now she faces 3 counts of simple escape accessory. We talked about the mother who was charged with murdering her daughter after throwing her on the side of the road repeatedly, running into the woods after being caught, and now she's being charged. She faces a life sentence in prison. And then finally, we ended on discussing the Buffalo shooting and talking about this guy's manifesto and the involvement and the complex involvement of the parents. So thank you all for being here this morning. I truly enjoyed myself. Of course, it's 3 hours long. You all have a Zap. Have a good day. Brick Girl, you too. Y'all have a good day. Thank you for being here. And until next time, y'all, hopefully my Wi-Fi is on point. Okay. Deuces. Good morning. Thank you for being here this morning.
Let's go. Oh, let's start this show. King Roman news gonna come right through. Gonna give you that news just like you know it can do. Hot topics in your face, baby. King Roman knows his place, baby. King Roman news.
Good morning.
6:30 a.m. Eastern time, baby. He's gonna come right on time with the news just for you. Celebrity news, politics, and local news just for you. King Roman news. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Let's go. Hey, let's start this show. King Roman news coming just for you.